Internet. Welcome to Popcorn Chicken, where we talk about things that happen on TV and streaming services and, those things that you forget that you're paying for every month. But today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Andor. So I'm going to bring Alvin and our long lost begotten son, Nathan. He's back.
Finally
the
back.
prodigal son returns.
The prodigal son returns. I like how now the graphic for Andor just says door.
Door. We're always about opening doors here, so doors. Cheers to you guys.
Skull.
Oh, that's a Glencairn glass. What's that?
Yeah.
What are you both drinking?
I'm drinking.
I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beverage. It's called
I'm drinking
Blue Monkey. Is it
Blue Monkey?
Yeah,
Hit us
yeah.
up.
Sponsor us, Blue Monkey. What's going on here?
Blue
I haven't
Monkey
heard
is
back
the
from them.
best sugar tasting drink.
No,
in a can.
it's very, very sugarless.
I said
yes.
sugar tasting.
Yeah, but it's very, very good. I'm drinking sparkling passion fruit.
Nice. I'm drinking Goodridge and Williams. They're Northern Grain,
Very,
Which is
very
a-
alcoholic.
a local distillery that are
Yeah,
delicious.
sponsor us, distilleries.
They also make neutrals.
Oh, they make them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they started, so they wanted, because whiskey takes forever to make. So in the meantime, they just so happened to launch one of the arguably before like White Claw and I'd say before White Claw, like nudes and neutrals are kind of the two like, vodka tonic canned beverages. But yeah,
Nice.
this is it just like smoky, grainy, brown sugar, caramel, delicious. What are you drinking, Nathan?
I'm drinking. I have the bottle right here. I'm drinking Long Branch, which is Matthew McConaughey's whiskey he makes with wild turkey. It's for
right.
whiskey, it's all right. For whiskey.
I see
It's,
what you did there.
Oh, was that bad?
Justin, remove
Get
him
out.
from the chat right now. When you come on this show, you can all get all kinds of awesome jokes, and that was not. All right, shall we get into our show?
Well, I think first, because Nathan hasn't been here forever.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, that too.
Oh. Well, yeah. I'm Nathan. I am a longtime Star Wars fan since I was young. I'm one of the prequel fans as well. I love the prequels. They're filled with great memes. But also, I think they're quite good. But I've been on some of the reviews in the past for the other Star Wars shows, The Mandalorian.
You're
Book
a
of
resident.
Boba.
You're a resident archaeologist. That's how you start.
Egyptologist.
No, archaeologist. He does everything.
Egyptologist.
Ancient Mediterranean archaeology
go, there.
is what the degree now is. They
You're
just
the
changed
doctor
it.
of the show, okay?
Yes. Dr. Nathan.
Well, it'll be more useful when Indiana Jones comes out, the next one.
That's true.
And you are a diehard Harrison Ford lover.
I love him.
You fucked? Tell me more. Spill the tea, girl.
Out of all the guys that would do that, I don't think Harrison Ford would ever be up for anything like that.
Well, he's got a whip already, so he's always there.
Yeah, he's fucking good to go.
And all men wear fedoras everywhere.
As the internet
Very
has taught
masculine
us.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Nathan,
man.
what have you thought of the show so far?
So, to put a bit of it into perspective, the Book of Boba, I was looking for, because I know this is another show.
Why
but
do you have
Book
to
of Boba-
ruin the show by bringing that up?
Oh no, Book of Boba. I was hoping for it to be nitty gritty Star Wars. I wanted to see Boba Fett be bad, just ruthlessly kill people, execute people. Rarely saw that, and if he did, it wasn't because he was this cold killer. It was because he was angry or upset about something, and there's justice in a way. We finally, at least in Andor, we've finally gotten that nitty gritty Star Wars that I've been waiting for so long. It feels like an adult show, not just some kid show. Which I get. Disney wants, have a large audience. They want to make shows that the whole family can watch. But finally, we've got something where you can sit down, you can watch it, and you don't necessarily think, oh, the good guy's he's gonna win no matter what. you don't even know if he's a good guy. Andor is not
Mhm.
really a good guy at the stage we're in. He's kind of doing this work because he didn't quite have another option, and he was paid a lot of money. I won't go
It's
into
all
it
about the
just
money,
yet.
man. All about
But,
the Benjamins.
Yeah, so I like this character for him. He's not some total badass that's overpowered in any way. He's a decent fighter, but he's not just completely overpowered. He's not someone that's super charismatic as well.
Mhm.
He feels like a semi-regular guy in the Star Wars universe that's been dealt a bit of a rough hand, and he's kind of dealing with it. And I like that. And so far, the show has been. It's been going along and it's kept my attention. One thing I find that I'm having trouble with remembering some names. That's because I find that there's not much repetition for the names. You hear the name said once or twice, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. Also, because you're getting old.
Oh my god.
I won't deny. Yeah, that might be it. But it's been quite nice. If I had any complaint right off the bat, and I think this could be immediately justified by budget, is that there are far too many humans in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Usually in Star Wars, or at least in the original movies, we see a good balance of there being humans to aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But now we see like 50-50, like 50% or more of the characters we see are humans, and then the rest are aliens. And the only way I can wrap my head around it and justify it and say it's okay, it's because budget. They probably didn't want to spend too much money on makeup or CGI for all these new aliens.
Also, we are dealing predominantly with the Empire, who are incredibly racist, or speciest, which is which is
That's true.
Like they don't generally
It's the
hire,
galaxy's way of being racist.
Yeah, they don't necessarily hire or employ non-humans.
True.
So there's also like that, but yeah, no, I now that you mention that, I'm trying to think of like when I saw, like, there's a couple background characters in the first couple episodes, but like,
yeah.
Also, I don't think we've seen a Jawa either.
What were those? I thought we saw. They weren't
the three
Jawas,
things that the guy that Cyril shot at. I only remember Cyril's name because of Archer. Cyril Figgis. And he's kind of a goody two shoes. Did you not watch Archer, Elvin?
No. The animation on Netflix?
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
What?
Yeah, I can't stand it. Not my thing. Not my jam.
Okay. Well, there goes half of my references and jokes.
I don't know what to say. I tried. I did try to watch it. I was like, yeah, it's not funny. It's not my thing.
Sure. Yeah. So this episode,
episode 5, right?
Episode 5. It felt very much like the last episode. I thought it was going to pop off on this one because like the last one felt like a build-up episode.
Yeah, lock and loaded. Let's go, right?
Yeah, and then this one is just like more build-up, which I'm not mad about. But again, it's just
I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep.
You've fallen asleep.
Maybe because I'm getting old. Maybe because people are gonna tell. Like Omar's listening in the chat. Shout out to Omar, cool dude. I don't know. I fell asleep and I was like, this episode.
What time are you watching them at?
I'm not gonna lie. I actually forgot to watch it today until like about 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize today was Wednesday. I was like, whoa, what? Today's Wednesday? Oh, I better go watch that right now.
Yeah.
So I had dinner quickly and I watched it. And it was good, though. I'd rather watch it a few hours before we do our show.
Sure.
So it's fresh and I was able to take some notes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just fell asleep. I didn't fall asleep, to be honest with you, till near the end.
Right.
Like I'm talking about maybe the last 5 minutes of it. Right. And I kind of dozed off and I was like, oh, okay, we're coming to an end. But when I woke up, I was like, I didn't really miss one because I went back. Like most of the good stuff was done in the beginning.
Yeah, it was a lot more character building and world building stuff, which I appreciate. I loved you pulled it up here. They cut to it a few times. The scene.
I don't know why,
Cyril
but this reminded me of like a Seinfeld episode where the mom.
Well, it's because it's just like an old naggy Jewish mom.
Yeah,
like, just like eat enough. You skinny bones. There's plenty of ganoush. Why don't you have a call? I'll talk to your uncle. He's gonna get you a job.
Yeah, like that's exactly why.
It's 100% what it is. but it wasn't leaning too hard into that. Like it wasn't just like,
Mhm.
oh, what now the old Jewish lady? Now that is there a planet where just all the old Jewish moms live? Like, is that there going to be a new species in Star Wars? But it was like, it was just enough where it was kind of referencing that type of like that mom or that auntie that everyone knows, but without just being like when Bill Burr was announced to be in Star Wars, I was just like, okay, now they're gonna have like Bostonia as a planet because like he can't fucking do an accent. He's just gonna sound like a fucking guy from Boston.
Park your vehicle right there.
Just park it over there. But I think this is completely side note. I think probably one of the biggest surprises was how fucking awesome Bill Burr was in Mandalorian. And actually that got me into, because like I always found him kind of annoying because I didn't watch a lot of his stuff and I always just lumped him in with just those old cranky comedians who just bitch about things and are just fucking boomers. But then after I saw him in Mandalorian, I was just like, okay, he's pretty cool. And I looked up some of his stuff and I was like, oh no, he's angry at everything, but like he's not an asshole about it. Like he's accepting and understand, like is willing to learn and to like explore things, but we'll just bitch about things that bother him. I was like, oh, okay, he's cool.
Shout out to Blue Milk. Blue Milk is good for you.
Yeah.
Blue Milk showing up again.
Missed opportunity or an opportunity for Disney right now to cash in on the cereal? If they're smart, they should be.
Oh, they've had cereal before.
They better call Kellogg's right now and say, "Yo, we need an Andor cereal box made, and let's start selling this." That. I will too. Like this is a missed opportunity if they don't do it.
Yeah, have that paired with some Blue Milk.
Do you know what they might? They might just be waiting to see how well Andor does, and they're like, okay, if it does,
it's doing really good right now from all accounts, from what I hear, ratings wise.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's one of the biggest ratings they've had. It's behind She-Hulk still in ratings, which is really weird. Like, it's a lot better than She-Hulk.
This
and
is
I
not
watched both of them.
This is not as family friendly though. So there's a smaller.
It's more
audience.
of a niche market.
This is a spy thriller. Like it's a spy thriller. That's even in the world of action. Like people who like these types of movies, spy thrillers are kind of a niche on top of that too.
Yeah.
And this, like, again, this episode, I'm not going to say not a lot happened, but it was another build-up episode. It's a ramp up. I'm excited for the next episode because, like, so far their pacing has been really good, and if it's going to continue to be at the same standard, then the next episode is going to be just fucking insane because they built the last one. Actually, okay, the last episode was setting the scene, and this episode was building the tension because every person that they went to, it was just like, hey, they're kind of panicking about this. Hey, they're kind of panicking about this. This guy's panicking about that. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Over under this guy, Karn. Is it Karn?
Who?
This gentleman is sitting here. Then the picture that I just had that you took away.
Cyril?
Yeah. Karn?
Yeah. I think his last Cyril Karn, I think is
Karn, right? Yeah.
His full name.
Is he going to the good side or the bad side?
Bad.
I
hope he doesn't like defect in the end.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want him to defect. I hate
really? I want him to defect.
No,
like that.
Yeah, but I want him to go stick it to the people, the man again. Right?
You remember what happened during the last defection we've seen in Star Wars with Obi-Wan with the girl defecting, trying to like destroy Vader, and her for some reason failing at that, and then deciding to go after Luke. I don't know. It was just a mess. I don't trust Disney to do a good defection story anymore.
In what game was it? Was it Battlefront? Battlefront 2? The one that had the story mode?
Yes. Yeah.
There was a defection story of one of the pilots, or was it the?
No, you're right. It was Battlefront 2. Yeah, and it was the main character in that. She was an elite Imperial like special ops unit.
Yeah,
and she was in charge of this small squad. And immediately after like the first or second mission, you switch sides, and I hated that so much.
Well, no, it was not her, but her superior. I can't remember. He's in a bunch of like fucking Marvel TV shows or whatever.
No, she defected too.
He kind of there was a bit where he runs into Luke and then
Yes.
he's tasked to like blow up this Imperial, like it's like a bunch of information stuff, and he needs to just destroy all the evidence kind of thing. And Luke shows up, and then they kind of have like this duality thing where he's just like, I'm gonna go now, and he's like, I can't let you leave, and he's like, I know, but I would like to take this compass, and he's like, well, I have to destroy everything. He's like, okay, but I would like to have this compass. And he's just like, okay. And so it's like kind of a mixture of just like, that you can't fucking do anything. I'm Luke goddamn Skywalker. And also there's a lot of, and he brings up, he's like, there's lots of tension in you. You're distraught. And he's like, of course, I know what the Empire does. Like, I'm not blind to it, but
yeah,
what other choice do I have? Like, this is the world that I live in. So they've done kind of the more human defecting where it's not just like, oh, I'm a bad guy. No, bad guys are bad. I'm a good guy now.
You are right. Although I was looking forward to playing from the Emperor's side, from the Empire. I
mean, like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Like, I want this show, and like I talked about in the first few episodes, where I'm like, I don't fucking want to see any more space wizards. Like, I get it. Jedi are fucking the coolest. And like, there's so much source material showing me this, that Jedi are cool and Sith are bad. But like, there's planets upon planets upon galaxies upon galaxies. There's so much extra shit that I want stories of, and games like 1313, where it was just like, we're gonna show you the underbelly of Coruscant and bounty hunter shit. It's like, cool, I want to see that. Do I play as a Jedi? No, awesome. I'm tired of holding a lightsaber, and this show is definitely showing that. And
no Tatooine either.
I know Tatooine yet.
Yes,
Nathan, I talked. I think in the last episode we talked about this, but I want almost will wager that this will be the first show without a lightsaber in it.
Oh,
that's a good wager there.
Because Rogue One, we got a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Solo, we got a lightsaber.
Yep.
Very brief, but still.
Yeah,
it still counts. Yep.
I don't think we're going to get a lightsaber in this whole show, and I'm excited for that.
Because
that's a ballsy move.
What if? Do you know what? I think you're right, but at the same time, I'm worried that I forgot his name. The guy who's like kind of working with the rebels, but he's also like the museum shop curator. What's his name again?
Skarsgård. Salient Skarsgård.
Salient Skarsgård. Well, I'm worried that he's gonna have a lightsaber somewhere in his collection.
Is it Luthen?
Oh,
because we've already seen the Kyber crystal.
Kyber crystal, yeah.
So I'm a little worried, but you're right. Star Wars is so much more than just Jedi, and I would love to see those other stories without having someone that's just this powerful person that's inherently good.
But having Luthen as like a gray, like distraught, excommunicated Jedi, that'd be pretty cool, actually. I didn't even think, like, if he's been in hiding, that would be interesting. I don't think that they will, because Disney tends to have a real fucking hard time being subtle with hints about like, oh, wonder what this guy. They're like,
he's Kenobi's brother.
Yeah, he moved his jacket, and then they hard punch into a fucking lightsaber, and you're like, well, I guess he's a Jedi. So they haven't done any shit like that. So.
Yeah, you're right.
But
we haven't seen anything in his museum.
A couple things here and there that
I meant like
killer.
No,
not
like
his
armor. We haven't seen a lightsaber in his museum yet.
Okay, well, let's go back to the Starkiller's armor thing for a second. I've played those games.
Yeah.
I cannot remember him wearing armor like that.
It was a unlockable armor, and it was like in the.
Oh, by the way, he tweeted out saying, "See, I told you I was in the show."
Oh,
the gentleman who plays him.
He also voices Darth Maul.
Yeah, so he tweeted out saying that I told you I was in the show. So he is confirming that is his outfit.
Yeah. So once you beat the game, I think you unlock his armor kind of thing.
Okay.
This is insane. Why do we not have a TV show with this? I would lose my mind if we get a TV show like this.
Maybe we do. Maybe we will. They've hinted that
no, Disney doesn't want to give us cool stuff. What are you talking about?
Just play the Old Republic. They've got cutscenes. They've got
no. I want to watch a movie or a TV show with this.
Yeah,
want to play
the Old Republic. It's an MMO. It's
a lot
a
of
movie.
cinematics.
There's a lot of cinematics.
I don't want to play any video games. I want to watch something.
Although in that Old Republic MMO, I rarely play as anyone with a lightsaber. I did that like once or twice, but it's so much more fun to play as like a bounty hunter, which is my favorite. Bounty hunter or yeah, same.
I'm still subscribed to it. I still pay them. I haven't played it in probably a year, but I'm just like, anytime that I want to play it, it's there.
And you'll have all the coins that you collect. They give you like
exactly. I get an email every month.
Yeah.
Like, here's your cartel coins for the month, and I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
How much do you pay a month?
It's like $100 a year or something like that, or $60 a year. Or something.
I have spent hundreds of dollars on purchasing cartel coins,
stuff?
so that way
Same.
I've got a my stronghold there is basically a cantina. I've decked it out with like jukeboxes.
What server are you on?
I don't remember.
Starkiller? Speaking of,
no, it's not.
We have officially derailed.
This is
we're still on Star Wars.
It is Star, but then it's not Killer. It's something else. It's that base from
Starforge.
The Starforge. Yeah,
yeah. I think that's what my main's on.
We got to do AGR there.
Hell yeah,
the Old Republic.
Oh, that is a great shout out to AGR. That's a great way to plug
if you like video games.
Yes, go check our video game channel, AGR, Astonishing Game Reviews.
We did.
We need 1,000 subscribers so we can give away an Xbox.
An Xbox, you hear me?
Yes. Not an old Xbox, the newest one, Xbox Series.
I like how I have a soundboard in front of me, but I still like.
That's something like Morse code.
Yeah.
Probably bringing it back to like the defections. Star Wars has actually. Have you guys played the game Squadrons? Star Wars Squadrons. The cinematic for that is outstanding.
Mine's still sealed in the original package.
That was the first and only game I've ever pre-ordered. Was that?
Really?
I play a lot of games and I never pre-order them because that's always a big risk.
Isn't that the VR one?
Well, you can play it in VR, which is arguably what I was most excited for. Was to fly a fucking TIE fighter in VR.
Yeah.
And did you do it?
Hell yeah. It's so good.
I have the VR sitting here. I haven't even plugged it in.
You got to try it. But going back to the trailer for it, they show you everything from the perspective of a TIE fighter. You're with the Empire. And one great part about the trailer is they kind of demonize the rebels a little bit.
Yeah.
When you see the rebel pilot look over, he's like, war's over, imp. And he's all aggressive and mean. And you don't see his eyes, so he looks a little menacing. And then when the TIE pilot manages to defeat him in a really cool way, which is too hard for me to describe without anyone watching it.
Shit.
Yeah, but he defeats him. It's
pew, pew, pew.
It's the march. What's it called? The Imperial March.
Imperial March, yeah.
But it's not like dun dun dun. It's like positive. It sounds like a
good
guy
they do it
song.
in a major chord. Well, so it's similar to they snuck that in Solo for the recruitment banners and stuff. They had the Imperial March, but it was done in a major key because it's not like these are the bad guys. It's like, come join the army, have fun, go to college,
get a degree.
Yeah.
All right,
they did a great job with that. So, anyways, I'm just hoping they're not going to make him a good guy.
Where were we now? Back to this show.
Well, cereal. So yeah, it's the cereal that they're going to come out with, and we're all going to fucking buy and get diabetes.
I will for sure, 100%.
Because the blue milk is just going to be chock full of sugar or nicotine or cocaine
It'll
or whatever.
Be chock full of something.
It's Disney. And
after that, what happens?
It's kind of all over the place, honestly. It essentially there's like three things happening. There's the Andor crew gearing up and whatever. I really like their dynamic.
We're getting to know each member of the team now.
Yeah, so like this
More
scene
detail.
when like Andor had
this hardcore guy, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to find his bag, and then this guy's like cleaning everything. I like how there is dynamics between the crew and Andor, and it's not just like the old trope of just like, oh, the new guy, I don't trust you. I'm gonna be watching my back. Like there is some camaraderie and like they don't trust each other, but also they're just like everything's fucked and the Empire has turned my life to shit. Oh, how's the Empire turned your life to shit? Oh yeah, I did that too. Oh, cool. So they like are trauma bonding over Empire shit, and but they still have that distrust. But it's a realistic. Again, I keep saying this, like it's a very human aspect that they are successfully putting into a lot of points in this show, because it's not the regular TV trope of just like, oh, I'm super hard and super tough and whatever, new kid. Like they are still interacting with each other how normal people would, even if there isn't the trust there. They're just kind of all put into the situation, and they are obligated to move forward with each other and assume, with a grain of salt, that everyone else is going to be working with them. And obviously later on it kind of explodes a bit and they have a bit of a tiff, but like it's not one track. It's a very dynamic relationship and interactions that all the characters are having. And then Andor asking him about like all the other people to get more info on him. And then I liked the where the one girl that has been like fixing him up and like medicing him and stuff, he was like, what about her? And he's like, she's already sharing somebody's blankets, if you know what I mean. And he's like, oh, no, well, okay. And then every time Andor like goes to like hand her a drink or whatever, the main girl comes in and it's just like, fucking eyes forward, douche.
I'm worried about this group. I have a feeling that somebody in this group is gonna backstab them. Do you get that sense that somebody in this group is?
Now I think that. I wasn't thinking that before.
I'm just trying to I'm just reading what I'm seeing here is somebody is gonna be turning
100%. 100%.
This guy, right?
This kid dies. No, 100%. This kid dies.
Dies. Okay.
Yeah.
Dies. That's a different.
He's the
question,
innocence.
but...
He's the innocence. Also, I loved the conversation about like it was almost like a tinfoil hat kind of conspiracy talks where it's just like not even crazy, but like, and how the one guy was like, oh, he's writing a manifesto or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, I am. And then he's like just giving all of these examples of like how the brainwashing and how the Empire stealthily took over and imposed fascism essentially overnight, because they were like, they've been setting this shit in motion forever and this has been happening forever. Now they're making us depend on these
looks like
technologies and this appears that
out.
Yeah. Oh, my internet cut out there.
You keep pausing and freezing.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
No, but yeah, go on. You were
cool
saying you're fine now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he and like giving examples of how the Empire just instilled fascism pretty much overnight by making everyone dependent on their technology, whilst with the guise of
sounds like Apple.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's legitimately that kind
did
of.
I strike a nerve with somebody here in the group? The evil Empire, Apple, forcing them to use their technology.
Yep,
it's because it works.
Do that dark voice there, Justin.
Forcing them to use their technology.
I actually broke my MacBook the other day, so this is quite sad for me to hear other Apple
and
references.
Now you have to buy a new one, or else you will perish.
I need a new screen, and apparently they cost like $600 to replace, which is
Yeesh.
roughly half of the
$600 for a screen that costs them $5
I know.
I don't know why I keep going like.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to do that. You know that.
No, I don't.
What does Darth Vader sound like? He sounds like he's burping and having issues while he's talking.
Yeah, so I mean, you're definitely right. That kid is too innocent to survive in this task. So he's gonna die.
Probably my favorite. Like every time he's in it, like they have a. I recognize him from something.
They're George R. R. Martining us.
They're
getting us to like a character, and then they just kill him off.
You remember Mouse from The Matrix?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Mouse.
Mouse. Which one's Mouse again? He's not the one that was all the techie, was he?
Yeah, he was the one
he
who was
was.
like, you like the lady in the red dress?
Yeah,
I programmed her.
Oh yeah.
And Mouse fucking dies, so that's probably why I think this kid's
okay.
Gonna die.
So of the group, pick somebody you think will backstab them. If there's someone that's gonna backstab, who would it be?
Andor. I think shit's gonna get too hot,
and he's gonna bail on them.
He's just gonna.
Thanks for the credits. See ya.
Yeah,
I don't.
He's
think
just
so.
gonna leave them behind. He's just gonna be like, "Well, it was either the mission or all of you."
I'm making a weird face because I don't think he plays such a pivotal role in the Rogue One movie. I don't think they'd trust him again. There was something that important if he backstabbed them earlier on.
Or
I
does
don't
he
think
get
they will.
promoted? Because late in Rogue One, we see him as like an assassin, where they trust him
I don't
to
know.
else and,
I'm gonna go with the guy with the tattoo.
kill his dad, and they were like, okay.
Justin, your internet cut out, so all I heard was you said something and then you froze for like the longest time, and then I heard kill his dad, and I was like, what the hell? How did we get here?
No, I think, or do they promote him because he then becomes the guy who's like, oh well, he holds the mission above all else, so no matter what, he'll get the job done.
Oh, so you think he'll stab like the team in the back, but he'll complete the mission?
Yes, yeah. I think he will. He will.
Well, then that means the team's dead. Then
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so. I think that's.
they're gonna
Good
get
old guy.
massacred.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna kill off the girl that was in charge of them. I think they're gonna keep her. I think they like. I
Okay, the
think
two
Disney
girls
likes that
in this
character.
group so far have been pretty useless to me. I haven't seen them do anything.
The leader.
The
She
Are you
medic.
hasn't
talking about
done
her, or
She hasn't really done anything.
Oh, I thought she's held them together. Some of them were
Yeah.
a bit defiant and didn't
Yeah.
like Andor joining them, and she was like, "Nope,
So
I'm
is
laying down the
the
law."
so is the other dude, the black dude. What's his name in the show? He's also co-leader as well,
Yeah.
right?
But also too, this is like her first. Like she just got promoted to regional manager, pretty much, because Luthen keeps having this conversation. He was like, "You want to be a leader now? You have to deal with this." So like, this is kind of, I think, like her trial by fire too, which is why she's kind of like, fucking deal with it. And
now she's off to a side mission or something.
side mission,
right?
yeah.
And then the other girl, like,
She's
they
the
keep
medic.
yeah, she's a medic. Like, she's a badass. I'm like, she's a medic. How is she a badass?
I think we'll see in the next
Maybe
episode.
it's sewing
She's just
stitches
gonna-
real fast. Like, I don't know.
But had,
Medics
like-
are on the front line still. Front line.
Yeah.
From so far, I haven't had any gripes really with these characters that we've been introduced to. I really loved the tattoo scene. I love that. I love when someone takes a world and instead of just having characters interact with each other, they interact with the world and things in it, and having the tattoos rather than them just being there to look good, actually have stories that they tell.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I
He
thought
mentioned
people are
something about his
definitely gonna get
brother,
these
right?
tattoos.
He mentions about his brother going crazy and got killed or killed himself or something like that. He mentions, yeah, I remember him mentioning something about his brother. He had, because this guy had a brother,
Mhm.
the gentleman with the tattoos, and his brother
Oh yeah.
was killed by the Empire, or he killed himself.
And this is revenge. for doing this.
He filled his pockets full of rocks and drove out on a boat. in the
Yeah,
lake
so
or
he drove
something.
himself. So this guy's, I was gonna pick him as my guy to turn on this team, just because
Why
they're-
turn on the team? Because he seems to be the most.
that's the
vengeful
thing.
of them.
That's the thing. They're making it look like he's the least.
Oh, it's all just a front.
Yeah, like he's just gonna say, you know what? I have a better chance with this Empire than I have with you, bunch of idiots. Because he seems like the type of guy that will say that and walk away.
He already was with the Empire, though. He was already a soldier with them.
Yeah, so I'm saying that he's gonna stick with them. Like he's gonna say, this is all up front. I just wanted to see what this was all about, but I'm gonna go back to the winning team over there.
He might
you
be a
guys are both-
spy.
I don't know
Like,
if he's a
they-
spy.
But they mentioned spies so much already that makes me think, okay,
Hmm.
there's probably one now.
That's
Well-
a good point. I'm not gonna ignore that. Yeah, but I just think that he's probably like, I went on both sides, played on both sides of the fence here. I kind of like the other side because they are way better.
Hmm.
So screw you guys. I'm going to turn you guys in or some capacity, get my money, and I'm going to go back to that side. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
that's possible. Or
It's interesting that though we're episode 5 and we're already trying to pick this team apart. like who's going to do what?
but I think the betrayal and the double cross thing is a huge trope, and
And if it
I
doesn't
think-
happen, it doesn't happen. It's fine. I'm
I
okay
hope
with
it
that.
doesn't.
Yeah, I
just
see your
because
point
I
on
would-
that.
I would rather just like a good heist and then everything goes tits up and everyone dies. which seems to just kind of
Well, then
follow.
that's Rogue One then.
Exactly. It kind of follow. That's Andor's life. It's just like he gets in a situation.
Every team that he goes, he curses that team.
Yeah, he is just constantly walking worst case scenario, man, and then gets out and then finishes.
And
the
he's a
mission.
liar too. A very good
Absolutely.
liar. An excellent liar.
Yeah, but that's the whole. What I was most excited was just seeing the deceit and the not pretty side of the rebellion, not the righteous side.
Yep.
And just like that we saw in Rogue One of just like him being a fucking assassin and just like sniping dads, just shooting dads.
I love Diego Luna is such a good actor, man. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I know you guys have already mentioned this before as well, definitely during the first episode, but
were you listening to us? Did you listen to our podcast?
First, I can't remember. That wasn't the week I was sick, was it? No.
Yes, it was.
Was it? Okay.
Mhm.
I couldn't even look at screens when I was sick.
Jeez.
But that first episode with the first moments, him being that cold-blooded killer just shooting people, I love that. I love his character so much. It's we haven't seen something like this in Star Wars for a long time. And when we do, they're always villains and they play it up and it's all cinematic, always a bad guy. This is just gritty. I'm trying to survive. And right now, Alvin, as you said, we're discussing all the other characters to see who's going to betray. We're not saying, oh, these are all, I don't like the plot. We're not complaining too much about it. We're just,
we're not
invested.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that I really like about this.
Well, and two, that's something to be said, considering the last two episodes weren't like action-packed, super attention-drawing. It was all story and character development, and we're all like, oh, this guy was in this thing. Oh, cool. This thing happened. And then they went to this place and they talked. And we're like, woo. Like, we're excited about dialogue, which is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
It's a very different. Sorry to cut you off, Justin.
No, go on.
It's a very different take on Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
not necessarily a new take. It's just a take that we haven't seen before.
We haven't been
over.
explored a lot into this.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like an adjustment. I mentioned before, it's not my cup of tea of Star Wars, but it's growing on me. It really is growing on me, and I'm really appreciative of it. I love the fact that we're in an actual outdoor scene.
Yeah.
No, not in a green room or anything like that. And the background is amazing. Even in the TIE fighter when it comes down.
Oh, the sound
how
design.
cool was that?
Oh yeah, that was
when
good.
it screamed over them. Yeah,
like,
that was
yes.
fucking cool.
It's just like, yes, finally. And it was just so natural, though. It didn't feel like it was CGI. It was so well done.
Yeah,
right.
So actually, there's been a bit of CG, but not a ton. But like, this is.
But when you do see it, it's very realistic. It's not.
Yeah. Well, this is the first.
You don't look at it. It's like, oh, that's so fake, right? It's so crisp.
I think this is the first Star Wars show that I haven't had something aesthetically to complain about. Even like Mandalorian, like the first few episodes, it was just like CG's kind of shit. This kind of looks weird, but it's good. I love this, but it's just enough to be like, that could have.
You notice it
a few days of rendering more or whatever. But there's been absolutely, it's very, very. The only thing that isn't immersive is the fucking credits, because I hate not binging things like that. It's 2022 Disney, like nobody wants to wait a week. I know that you want to sell
they want to keep you in that. Disney's always going to be about money.
I know.
They value money always over making sure the customer is happy,
and it's working because I've been subscribed to Disney Plus since The Mandalorian was announced, and I've continued because they keep putting out one show every 8 months or whatever, and it's like,
so since day one you've been subscribed to them.
Yeah,
I actually jumped off the subscription after Mandalorian season 1 and waited till all the way to season 2 before I turned Disney Plus back on.
Well, I just do the yearly thing,
smart.
so it like didn't fucking make a difference.
Yeah, I didn't monthly. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait, because the first year there was nothing really besides the stuff in the vault. They didn't really have new content till the second year, right?
No, I mean, I watched the Star Wars movies like probably 3 or 4 times throughout the year, but
so I waited a good year till I went on now I'm a monthly subscriber, so now I'm already in the loop.
And also
because-
just the ability to go back and rewatch like Rebels and Bad Batch and shit like that. So
To be honest, I like that they release it every week. Because
what?
for the last several years, it's just been binging,
mm,
and like binging on my phone or like in bed. You before
Okay,
bed, you just sit down. But
You're giving me all the
Wait, hold on.
awesomeness.
Hold
of
on,
it.
hold on. There's something different about sitting down with family or friends on a bigger screen, not just your phone, on an actual big TV, getting
Yeah.
popcorn, getting chocolate, getting pop
Mhm.
or whatever, and just enjoying it like that. And I found that Disney, even though I know this is a money making thing, that the reason why they're doing it, but it's helped me kind of get back involved in that movie watching experience or that TV watching experience, and I enjoy that.
that's
Even
fair.
though I know it can be a pain in the ass when I want to see what happens next.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I've done it with my family with things, but I can also do it with a show like that's already out, like Netflix. Like we get popcorn and we'll binge 2 or 3 episodes, right?
Mhm.
We're not gonna get through like Stranger Things. We didn't get through it all in one day,
Mhm.
but that weekend was set for us. We're like Friday, we're gonna watch 3 episodes. Saturday, we'll watch 3 episodes. Sunday, we won't, and we'll come back to it the week after and watch again.
Yeah.
But we were able to watch more than one episode. So, and sometimes it's good to get a couple of episodes in because sometimes you watch one episode and if it sucks, you might jump off it too as
Mm.
well, right?
If you have to wait a
Or
week, yeah. It's a
Mhm.
pretty
or
big
you're
risk.
just like, okay, I got all excited and I got a 30-minute show. That's it. Because Disney doesn't give you hour shows, all of
Mhm.
their all of their things. That's frustrating to me. If you're gonna give me weekly episodic stuff, then give me at least 45 minutes to an hour per episode. Don't give me half an hour nonsense because 10 minutes of that is credits. So you're only watching 20
Mhm.
minutes. And it's
Yeah.
over before you even get your first, sip of your Coke, right? So you're like, what the hell? It's already done?
Yeah. Like
That's my
I-
issue with Disney, right?
my
Sometimes.
my one complaint about this episode was that we didn't get to see the Mon Mothma dinner.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, they just cut it right off, right? We
Yeah,
went
they
to straight,
just
we
went
went
right
straight to
past it.
breakfast mode.
And also too, more praise to the writing and character development. I liked the scene with her daughter and her husband, and how we're seeing like a lot of Mon Mothma's responses
Wrong
to
scene.
her daughter were like toxic, like borderline narcissist parent things of just like, oh, you chose well, is this how you want to start the day? And she's just like, bitch, you fucking brought it up. I just said that I wasn't going to the thing.
Did she
And,
really
like,
say that? I don't know.
Not the
yeah,
bitch
and it
part,
was just
but-
a lot of like the victim blaming and like blame shifting, and it was just like Mom Mothma's kind of a dick, but that's just to show that like she's now neglecting people around her because of the second life that she is now living, and like how that's affecting her home life, and because she's not indulging, but putting so much of her heart and soul into this rebellion, which I mean, like, for a good cause, but like it's just interesting to see that it's not like, oh, I'm a freedom fighter and I'm here for justice and everything's happy. It's just like she's in a rebellion, she hates her job, her husband's a fucking asshole, her daughter hates her, and her life is shit. And it's just like, fuck.
I guess let's rebel against the empire.
Yeah, and it's like this bitch has got it tough. Like,
Yeah.
this is the life of a senator dealing with being in a rebellion.
What do you guys think of her character?
Well, Mothma?
Beyond just like the scene in general.
Oh.
She's very elegant, very graceful, elegant, but very, very intelligent.
Probably, apart from Andor, probably like the 3 main characters, Luthen, Mon Mothma, and Andor, they are all 3 different stories, like 3 different types of stories. And the Mon Mothma stuff, I was arguably the most excited about this show, because it was like, I want that this is what I keep referencing this, but it's like whatever her name is, Portia de Rossi or whatever, from House of Cards. Like, the Mon Mothma shit is the House of Cards Star Wars stuff, and I'm just like, I'm excited for that. Like, if we get like interpolitics and like backstabby like Senate shit happening, like I fucking want House of Cards but Star Wars mod. And so far it's just like it's nothing but that. And whenever like the Mon Mothma scenes come up, I'm even more excited because it seems like anything that's involved with her story wise has the most references and links to old content. So like for the dinner, for the example, like on the data pad, they had like one of Palpatine's advisors, the bald head white, like stark white chick. She was coming to the dinner, and I was just gonna be like, I fucking want to see them interact. And then that goes to Andor, and then goes to another thing, and then it comes back, and they're driving, and she's like, "Oh well, that dinner was shit." And I was just like, "Oh fuck, I wanted to see that," but maybe it's a deleted scene or whatever. Because, I mean, and it's also super cool that the same actor who played Mon Mothma in a deleted scene in Episode 3 is still playing her, and also voiced her in Rebels.
Yeah.
So like she's 100% invested to being Mon Mothma.
So when we do see her in the deleted scenes, we have no idea what's going on with her family. Do you think that the family dies and just drives her to even be more aggressive against the Empire?
No, I think she leaves the Senate. So there's this big massacre that happens, and then she publicly denounces the Empire and resigns. And I think her family just like cuts her out and it's just like, fuck you, you're a traitor.
Yeah, the husband and the daughter's like, no, we like living this cushy life.
Totally.
See you later.
He's like, I get to bump elbows and hang out with people that I think are funny.
Cool. I think you guys are right in the sense of her family would probably turn their back to her, but I also don't think that the Empire would be forgiving. I think the Empire would be like, if we can't get
That's
you,
what I'm
we're going to
thinking.
your family.
Oh,
Something's gonna happen.
They slaughtered the family.
Yeah, because even if the family supports the Empire would still go for them.
That's true. Because in was it Rebels? I think it was Rebels. They have to go rescue her because she like publicly denounces the Empire, and then they put out a bounty on her,
which is not very intelligent of her.
Well, it was to bolster support from systems to join the rebellion or join the alliance, because it was
Well, they had to go rescue her, so I guess
no longer. It was
out.
the beginnings of the rebel at that point instead of just a rebellion.
I'm interested to see. And daughter's name is Leda?
Yeah.
Sounds very familiar. Like, can't they think of other names? Andor, is it from Andor? Like,
Andor.
They all just they all hang out. I mean, Jimmy Smits and her are old homies. What are you naming your daughter? Oh, Leia. Leda? No, Leia. Oh, Leda. That's a good name. I caught that.
Oh man. So okay, where are we at now?
Then they go on the hike, and
the hike.
Then Tattoo Guy puts a knife to Andor's throat and steals his fucking crystal.
Did they do the march? Remember the military march?
Oh yeah, the military march.
Marching, yeah.
I love this too. This is also a subtle the guy who the people who are working on this show fucking know Star Wars shit.
They get it.
Because the fact that he was like, oh, he's left-handed, he should be on that side. There has been countless left-handed stormtroopers, and they always put them on that side. And me being a lefty, I'm just like, oh, he's holding it left-handed. He's a left-handed stormtrooper. Cool. But it's like, since A New Hope, there's been left-handed stormtroopers, and they always have them symmetrical like that. And just that like little comment of just like, he's left-handed, he should be on that side. And him getting all snippy about it. And then it was almost a test, because what's her name, the leader, is just like, no, continue. What else? And then he's like, yeah, he should be like this. And she's like, well, what about me? And he's like, well, you're right-handed. How do you know? So you carry yourself. What about him? He's right-handed. What about him? Right-handed. What about him? Well, he's right-handed, but he shoots left. And it's just like that level of like borderline Sherlock, like mind fucking palace shit, where he's just like, you had a cherry tomato sandwich yesterday.
It's that attention to detail that makes nerds gush. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it just shows that Andor like knows his shits and is like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you translate that into the show. So not only do the writers know what they're doing,
mhm,
the show's also highlighting it as well.
yeah,
It just amplifies that more. Like the people all around involved in the show
care.
know that small details like that matter.
It's nice because it's care, not sucking up to fans.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
care,
it's not
care,
like,
yeah.
look at this, we made a reference.
It's showing that
Yeah.
we're capable of understanding what this is all about and doing it right. Right? We're
Yeah.
not just randomly shooting, darts in
It's
the
not
dark.
fan
here.
service.
Yeah. Like we're
not-
intelligent and we're showing you why we're intelligent. We know our
Yeah.
stuff.
There's definitely, and again, like after this episode ended, I was thinking to myself because I was just like, oh fuck, that's it. And apart from the first 3 episodes, which came out as a bundle,
Mhm.
but I had to like, when each episode ended, I would be like, how would I have felt if that was just one episode? And every episode, right when I see the credits, I'm like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. That means like I want more.
Well,
And
it's
it's
what
not-
me and Nathan were talking about. Like I
Yeah.
like binging, he likes to wait. I think the 3 episode thing is a nice middle ground.
Yes, I do like that, and I think they'll probably do. 'cause the
Amazon
first
does
time
that
they
quite
did it-
often.
Have any of you watched the latest season of Stranger Things?
Yes. Yeah.
Where they released most of the season, but then the last couple episodes where the big buildup has all happened
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
and they release that later, so that way it really builds a pipe.
It builds hype.
I'm
yeah,
a fan of that still. I like that.
yeah, I like the
Well, it was season
strategic
1 and it
packages.
was sort of like version
It was
season
episode
part 1 and part 2.
3.5.
Yeah.
yeah. I like that planned package kind of thing because I
Yeah.
mean, for Boba Fett, did they do that for Boba Fett?
Boba
No.
Fett had 1 episode.
Okay,
They
so
thought they
it
released
was-
2 episodes. Oh no, there's Obi-Wan they released.
That
2
was
episodes.
Obi-Wan, but that was an apology for delaying it.
Mhm.
This seemed like
Planned.
planned because it was like, this is a slower show.
And plus, it doesn't
And-
have the bells and whistles that we all talk about with Star Wars, right?
Exactly.
So maybe
it's
the
just like-
writers are thinking, okay, this might not go over well with a lot of people, so let's give them 3 to really
Yeah.
get them to understand what we're talking about here.
Actually, this was delayed too. So it was almost kind of an apology. But now that they've done it twice, I think now they will probably always do this and just like,
Let's hope
But-
so.
Yeah.
because too, like,
2-3 episodes, our initial week of drop is fine with me.
well, I mean, it's like the old TV thing of just like the pilot episode, it's an hour long because it's like we need to establish the premise and get you hooked and show you all
Yeah.
the cool things that we are going to build on and
Mhm.
show you the rest of the show.
Mhm.
And show you why you should invest time with us. And with streaming
Agreed.
services, they don't really do that anymore because they're just like, fuck it, you'll watch it. You're just on a couch. And that's kind of like your friends will tell you it's cool and you'll fucking watch it. So this is kind of, like a little bit of a harken back to that where it's like, we need to kind of give you a bit of a gold mine of, it's like when you're training your dog. Like when they do something good, you give them a fuckload of treats and they go, oh, that's a good thing. So it's like this. It's like a Pavlovian dog thing. They give us 3 episodes so get you hooked. I could have gone a completely different route, and now it's like a Coke dealer thing. But and
Is it now, Justin? Is it?
I mean, it's Disney, so I mean, the
It's
metaphor
spicy
is not
Disney.
lost. Yeah.
But speaking of that, one of the planets that they
Speaking
mentioned,
of Disney being a Coke dealer,
Mickey's on the streets.
where's my money, bitch?
Yeah, it's just getting mad at Minnie, getting mad at Minnie. What was that? Oh, that was a good Mickey. So they get the marching thing done. I loved how they transitioned from the marching training to the actual guards in that planet. What's it called? Ferrix.
Fair, yeah.
I love that transition. It was awesome. It was really well done. And then
Yep.
we get to Ferrix, and you got the what's the supervisor, the superintendent, whatever, the guy in the white.
Mhm.
He's trying to clean up things, and he's setting up a base shop there with one of the hotels.
Yeah, he
Right.
just looks at the hotel and he's like, "Will that do?" And he's like, "Well, "For your office, you're taking over." And then he was like, "Can I get a title? I know it doesn't have a pay raise." He's like, "You can wear a fucking prom dress. I don't care. Just get the
Yeah,
job
I don't give
done."
a shit. Just get in there.
Yeah. Also, Nathan, episode 3, they said shit for the first time.
I know. Yeah, and I was also
On
surprised.
Star
They
Wars
said
shit is
they
now
said,
canon. As an
They said, "Oh, sorry, you cut out with the internet there, so I started talking over you. My bad." Um,
Oh.
They did, and they also said bastard as well. I don't know
they've
if
said
that's
bastard
been said.
before.
Do you remember
Taking a
when they
page
said
out of
bastard
Game of
before?
Thrones.
Like
They
I'm sure
said
they have. I
bastard.
believe you.
They said bastard, hell, damn, and ass all in Clone Wars.
I do find it. I do
In the
find it a
kids'
little
show.
strange that they say like hell because
Yeah,
that's,
hell doesn't make sense, but
because it doesn't quite make sense for them. But for the other ones, yeah. But yeah, you're right. They
yeah,
said shit,
everything's different. Christianity's still a thing.
Yeah.
Oh
But yeah,
man.
they swore. Well, I guess that just shows you really. It's trying to cement this is an adult show,
Yeah.
and they
Also-
even. Oh yeah.
Sorry, because
worries.
we were talking about the Old Republic. So remember, this is going to be. I've already talked about this, but you know how in Old Republic you could get like the beefy dudes when you do like the body size slider all the way up, and they're just like row blocks like wide.
Yep.
Didn't you love how the like guy that they shipped in to help Cyril, he was that exact body size, and it was just like,
Yeah, that's.
did you notice that? It was just
the
like
accent
he is
and
this-
everything?
Yeah, he was like, he's the same size as the big boys in Old Republic, and I don't know if this was intentional, but I'm looking at it like it is, and it's fucking
yeah.
sweet.
You're right. I hope they don't get rid of him. I actually liked him as a character.
I mean, that's the thing. Like Cyril, I'm so excited for what he does because he's just been brooding, and now he's got his mom nagging after him, and he just wants to do the right thing. And this
I'm
is
gonna take
again
a nap here while you guys done talking.
like
about...
one of the. We're talking about the fucking show. Wake up!
I don't know when you're done talking about some game.
We're not. We're
No,
talking
no,
about
we're
the show
not.
now.
This is
Okay.
like
Okay.
this is
Okay.
the
Okay. I'm wide awake.
this is
now,
like
by the way.
the corporate security officer, the
Yes.
deputy.
Cyril.
Okay. Yeah. Deputy.
I love like he's just peppered in every episode there, and he's just like hanging out with his mom who's disappointed that he got fired, and now he's bringing shame to the family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to your uncle.
But I also
Get you a
love
job. I'm calling in a family favor.
that scene also a couple episodes ago where he was so passionate about the Empire. He had that moment with the big beefy guy, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, you're right. Like the Empire, we are the front line of defense for the Empire. They're relying on us." I was like, "Yeah, it's good to see someone that's not just like we will crush our enemies." He's like, "No, we are the first line of defense."
fear.
Yeah, it's nice to see someone like the other side of that. And so
Yeah, we
get-
are maintaining order.
Yeah, it's
and
so nice to
justice.
see that. And also, I don't know if you actually you definitely noticed this how they use the corporations to be like that frontline security, and in a lot of Star Wars, especially the Old Republic, that's really
Zerka
what
and all
power.
that.
Yeah, exactly. There's all these powerful corporations that really their security force govern planets.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Well,
they brought
and to
that
the
in.
extent like Tatooine was like the Hutt cartel and all that, which is like essentially just like a different family run business. Like all the security forces were just different sects of like different cartels that were under the overseeing of the Empire. And
Well, the Hutt, they had an agreement with the Empire, right?
yeah,
They did.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll handle our business here, and leave us
you
alone.
give us a skim a little off the top, and we won't
Yeah.
come in and fucking tie bomb the shit out of you.
Yeah, sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we have her.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I really like this character.
Same.
Yeah.
Is it Deidre? Dee, whatever her name is. It's a really odd name for an officer. But
I don't think it's Dee Dee. That would be very weird.
Dee, get out of my
Dee.
room!
is it Deidre? Somebody look
maybe?
that up while I talk about this.
I can't.
All right,
I don't
you
have a
talk.
working keyboard.
You don't
Oh,
have a
yeah,
keyboard.
yeah. But I really like her because she's still adamant. Like she's like, I've got something here.
Mhm.
I love the fact that how she said, I know how they think, or if I was them, this is exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
She's really deep diving into like figuring out how this rebel, works. And she's like, they're scattered everywhere. They have to be scattered. I would do the same thing. And let's get into the figure. And then you got, I don't know, her assistant, I guess.
Yep.
And they're all, just going through the files and archives.
I love
very-
how he is just like hyping her up, and she's like, "No, it's not going to work like that." And he's like, "It does." And she's like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. It does work like that." He's like, he's just our hype man, and he's just like the best assistant.
Exactly. The assistants are supposed to give you that boost of
Yeah.
confidence when you're down, right? So, not only does he bring the mochaccino, he
with
The blue
extra-
milk,
with
the blue milk
the
latte.
skim
blue milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, soy blue milk, please.
soy blue milk.
Empire special. But yeah, she's interesting. I want to know how this plays out.
Yeah,
I'm very interested, and maybe that Karn whatever,
Cyril.
cereal, whatever his name is.
Cereal.
Hey, he was eating cereal.
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 There's
wonder
the brand deal. Cyril.
Do you think, because he's got that picture of Cassian, right?
Mhm.
I wonder
No, that's
if
just his bounty, whatever.
Bounty, but no, it's not a bounty puck. It's like the
Not a bounty puck, but it was just like, this is the Empire when they released. They were like, "Yo, we're looking for this motherfucker."
the last Hello image of him that they have.
Yeah.
does she have access to that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I have not seen her pull up his image yet.
Remember
She
they
doesn't-
said that. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Justin.
Well, I think I was going to say the same thing as you. She doesn't really know much about Andor. It's mainly the whole. Cyril's got a vendetta against Andor. She has a vendetta against whatever the fuck is happening in her systems. So like Cyril's like a pawn and she's like a bishop. Like they're on a different scale, but they are essentially all going to come down to the one thing.
Oh,
I
that's
wonder.
good.
Here's a long shot. I wonder if she convinces Andor, like how you were saying, Justin, that in Rogue One,
Daedra
Deidre.
Miro.
Okay.
Like from Skyrim, Daedra.
The Daedra.
I wonder if she convinces Cassian to be this. You know how you were saying that he's, pretended to come on the other side, the Emperor side. I wonder if she convinces him and he plays along with it. Says, "Yeah, I'll." Like she gets so impressed with what he does at the end of the season,
Andor?
or next season, she gets so impressed with what he does and wants to bring him on as an assassin, whatever it is, and he pretends to come on. This is just a long shot. I'm thinking at the end of season 2, because Rogue One, what is he at Rogue One?
He is like a alliance, like Blackwater operative kind of thing.
I mean,
he goes in to does the dirty work.
I wonder if the goal is for him to get as deep as he can into the bad side to learn more. And what better way to get into it is by convincing her that he wants to be part of that team. Like if the goal is to go and get as much information as you can, wouldn't you want to be part of that whole group and be the inside man?
That's a good idea, but I don't think they're going to do that for these reasons. We've seen before that the Rebel can recruit officers. We saw that in the Obi-Wan show, and we've seen that in this show as well. So I don't think they're going to try and get him to join the Empire, like starting at the very bottom. They're going to probably still focus on the current officers that have more Rebel sympathies. And
well, no, I mean, like he's already going to be wearing the costume, the uniform, right?
But they'll have files saying, we have no record of him. He's not.
Well, unless they find a file and change it around, they can encrypt everything, right?
I think.
Wait, Andor? They have Imperial criminal records on it.
Yeah, they have the criminal records. I think it's a bit of a long shot.
He already went to prison.
Yeah, they've also mentioned that he speaks multiple languages. He's a great pilot. He's
also
steady. He can shoot. I don't think
he was
that
practicing languages with the medic girl.
Yeah.
I don't think. What I'm drinking.
Oh wait, hold that up closer. I want to see it. Oh, that just made it blurry as hell. Oh, there we go. Nice.
I can pull focus. I can suck an AD myself.
Okay, well, it's just a theory. Like I'm just thinking. Like I'm looking at it from a spy perspective. Like I want to get deeper into this side, right, where I can get more information.
True. That's true, and I don't know what Disney will do, but because I'm a fan of the spy genre,
Oh,
Jesus.
and I've got more up here, but my hands aren't big enough. Basically, the best spies are already in those positions. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull down my books, but usually the best spies you can get with the most information and most access to high level information
Has been in the
are-
Imperial
yep.
since he was a child,
Yeah, and since we've
Do you
seen
think
Star
she
Wars do that
defects?
before,
like a sleeper
Do you
agent.
see
I
her
hope
do-
nobody defects.
yeah,
I
Sam,
really-
I don't want
Okay,
her
well,
to-
if you take that out of the equation, like, do you think that she could defect?
no, I think
No.
she's good at her job. She's
She loves her job.
Yeah.
She really loves her job.
That's the thing. All the bad. So like, with a lot of other Disney properties, they've been like, oh, there's turmoil, there's conflict in these bad guys, and then you're like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna turn good. Oh, weird, they did. But like, so far in this show, every person is just none of them are inherently good or evil, and
They're just doing their job.
they're just
Yeah.
doing their job, and because
Paycheck
of
to
what has
paycheck.
happened to them, that is how their outlook on the opposite side is.
Mhm.
Because with all of the freedom fighter in this like Ocean's 11 team that's being built right now, they all have stories about how the like empires like killed their friends and family and just fucked over their lives. And then on the opposite side, all of the Imperial people and all the like bad guys, they are like career people. And Cyril, he's got a mom who's disappointed in him because he doesn't have any prospects because he just got fired for being too ambitious. And so he's got big shoes to fill where he's like, I need to prove myself. So I don't think in any point in his mind does he think that he should leave the Empire. He's like, I need to do more. I need to become more involved in the Empire and prove myself because
Mhm.
I know I was right in this, and there was an injustice that still hasn't been resolved and just got worse. The only reason why I'm in shit now is because my boss told me, hey, can you make this quiet? And I fucking put it on a loudspeaker. And then he got in trouble because he was on he went to Cabo for the weekend, and I fucking started a insurrection. So fuck. And then
Oops.
he became the fall guy. Yeah, oops. He became the fall guy for it. So now he's even more. And he's all the scenes where he's just hanging out with his mom, he's just so depressed and just it's not overly like, ugh, like Anakin, like, oh, I hate them. Oh no, he's just sitting there eating cereal and fucking hating his life. And
That's the
is just
worst.
it's so good. And like every time he showed up, I was just like, oh shit, Cyril's back. And like he's just a pencil pusher. He's some guy who can't even fight or do a speech. But I fucking care about him because I'm just like, his life sucks and he fucked up and now everything. And I wonder what's gonna happen. And I'm so excited about like the people that in any other show you'd be like, oh, this fucking loser.
Nathan, what do you think?
in terms of if he's going to become good or just his story.
Yeah, if you see her switching over, or do you think there's a need?
No, I don't want anyone to switch over.
So you're on the same boat with.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you guys. I
want to
don't-
see somebody.
Oh
switch
yeah,
over.
sorry. You want to see someone switch over? That's
Just
a crazy
someone.
idea. Absolutely crazy. Stereotypical Disney. I don't want to see more
Yeah.
stereotypical stuff. I want this nitty gritty Star Wars story. I don't want this black and
The
white good and
nitty
evil. I want the
gritty.
gray area. It's all about the gray.
It's all about the gray.
Have you guys seen the movie The Gentleman?
Yeah.
You know, I forgot the guy's name, but he's like, you know,
Yes.
adults fight with their brains appear in the gray. But yeah, no. So far, I don't want her to be a good character and see the light. That I think that would just make her boring and redundant. I
Well,
like
and-
having. Oh yeah.
And because this show hasn't done that, they haven't been like, oh, the light side, the dark side. It's just like,
Mhm.
stay alive.
Yeah.
As long as you
Like
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the big speech that whatever the fuck is it, the Skarsgård, he
Luthen.
Luthen, his speech to get Andor to join him was just like, they're gonna kill you either way. So
Yeah.
do you want to like die in a blaze of glory, or for them just to slowly pick away until nothing is left and you've done nothing? So it's like, do you want to be insignificant, or do you want to do something? You'll probably die quicker, but you'll have had an impact. And it's not, do you want to fight evil and go for justice? He's just like, do you want to do cool shit and not hate your life
and get paid for it?
Yeah, I get paid for it.
It's great. The show's really good at setting up that gray area, especially within the first episode, where Andor kills two people. The supposed good guy kills two people in cold blood.
Yeah,
even though they're gonna mug him, take his money. He still killed them. Killed one of them when he was begging on his knees.
Yeah,
and then the guys who are supposed to be the bad guys, not the big chief inspector, but the deputy and everyone else is like, no, our fellow security officers, they got killed. There's murderers on the loose. We need to stop them. This is a big deal. We're not going to ignore this. And they're the bad guys.
Yeah,
and
they just want justice for a murder of their colleagues, which is totally valid and doesn't make it doesn't. They're not like, oh, we're gonna kill 50 babies until the good guys hand themselves in, and it's just like, why? Well, because we're not bad guys. It's like, no, they just want justice for their colleagues. Somebody was murdered, and they want to fix that. And it's like, that's why every person in this show you like, because you're just like, I see everyone's motivation. I understand where they're coming from, and there's not really any people that I'm like, oh, I hope they lose. Oh, I hope they win. Because everyone so far isn't necessarily exactly interconnected. Obviously, everyone has like tendrils here and there that are connecting them, but it's not like a good versus evil. It's just like everyone's in a situation right now, and I want to see how they deal with it. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of holocrons there.
Oh my gosh, I see the stones.
Yeah,
there you go.
On the far right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you guys want to talk about this?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, the holocrons, right? You got the Jedi one and you got the Sith one.
Yep.
I
see them.
So the square one is the Jedi one. The triangle ones are normally the Sith one, but they're normally red.
They usually are.
It's not on. It's off.
Maybe it's just they decided to.
Maybe this one's already been used. It's a artifact. The power has been relinquished. And then do you see? And Nathan, you want to talk about the
chakra stones? There are diamonds inside those stones that it said when they're close together they glow, but these ones aren't glowing, which is a little weird. But
it's weird to see that though. It's weird to see that though.
It is. I love that they did that. No, good. I love that.
Also, who's got neither of you. Go to his right shoulder, or sorry, his left shoulder. Left shoulder.
Yeah,
his
right
left.
Here.
No,
down. Side right here. Yeah.
No, over other side. Yeah. That's just a fucking mic stand from Amazon that they spray painted silver.
Oh my god! Yeah.
That's just a desk mic stand.
And the cheap one too. It's a Rode one, I think, right? The cheap one.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got a better one here.
Me too. This one doesn't fall apart.
Man. That's hilarious. We're in the future and we still have that.
Yep. Amazon still exists and is run by the Empire. Confirmed.
What kind of mic is he holding? He's at the old transistor radio, right? To listen.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's an old.
This scene, he's trying to listen into what's going on, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this too, where he's like, you see the human aspect of Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
He's what's the fuck is his name?
Luthen.
I'm never gonna remember it.
Luthen.
Luthen.
Yeah.
And he's like worrying about them, and his business partner or whatever is just like, well, by tomorrow it'll be over. And he's like, or it'll have just started. And she's like, yep, well, there's nothing you can do. You just gotta wait and see.
She's right.
And he's like,
she's right.
And he's like panicking, and he's like, oh, maybe I can. And she's like, I thought I told you to turn that off. And he's like, I was about to. She's like, there's nothing you can do.
He's worried.
Just gotta wait.
If it doesn't go well, he's out of luck. He's screwed, probably, right?
No, he just has
You don't think this might connect back to him?
No.
Oh my gosh! Do you know what I just realized? You guys
What?
probably already thought of this.
What?
They're talking so much about like we need funds, we need money, and they're about to basically rob the
Yes.
you know
Did
Did you
quarterly
see how much
payroll.
gold is in that?
It's a lot of credits.
A lot of credits.
So yeah, you guys probably made the connection already, but I'm dumb. I just made the connection. I'm like, they're gonna rob it and they're gonna fund the rebellion with this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was the whole premise of it. Yeah.
I
didn't
didn't
actually-
make that connection at all. To
I
be
didn't
honest.
necessarily make that connection either.
Really?
No, well, like obviously,
I immediately
Because they've
like,
been
oh,
talking
they're gonna
about
rob.
money.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna fund for all the ships and weapons and everything.
yeah. Because I mean, the conversations that having, it's just like money's tight. He's just like, don't worry, I got
Yeah.
a big job in the works here, honey. Don't worry, toots, I got us covered. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna take care of a lot of people.
It's gonna
Mhm.
buy a lot of X-wings and Nubian frigates.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to find the picture where they show the actual area where they're gonna be going into the building, because they're talking about that little celestial phenomenal thing, right?
Mhm.
It's supposed to happen. That's why
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Justin, if you can find that while I'm talking.
Well,
the
yeah.
picture of the celestial temple thingy, whatever they have there, a little mort. If you can find it, but this celestial phenomenal thing is a big thing apparently, because those officers wanted to get out of there and take a look at it. And they're like, "Can we, kind of have a day off? Because I want to go check it out." And
So that scene I thought was brilliant because
yeah,
there were so many bits where, well, there's the guy who's working in the Empire but as a double agent, and he's like, I liked how he was like, this needs to be painted, or he's hounding them. He's like, no, everyone needs to be out here, like blah blah blah. And they're like, there's this big celestial moment, we all want to see it, like this will be really good for morale if we could get like maybe a skeleton crew out here just like guarding the place, because they all want to see it. Like if
yeah. And
they
he's
only
"Oh,
like
fine."
nothing ever happens out here, and if they get transferred to this planet, like that's the best thing about it, is to see that. And he's like, okay, fine, we can have this place really lightly guarded, I guess, but you better fucking have it shiny by the next day. And they're like, oh, thank you. I thought that was, again, the writing is
Yeah.
just chef's kiss of just like him not being like, oh, why do we have so many people here? And then being like, I'm suspicious of our boss now. And like, oh, why don't you want this to be protected? And him like, oh, no reason. But he was just like, it's great writing. Like it made
Yeah.
sense. And he like did the reverse psychology thing where he was like, nope, we need everyone here. And they're like, come on, it'd be good for the boys. And he's like, all right, but fucking double time the next day. And they're like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I wonder what the celestial thing is going to be. So I guess a beam of light or something, or like Aurora Borealis or something like that.
Kinda. It sounds like it's gonna be like a 5-minute super intense meteor shower that like blankets the sky. And well, no, actually it goes through, because they were saying like, oh well, they can't fly ships during it.
Yeah.
And that's what they're banking on. So it might be more than just like a meteor shower. It might just be like a fucking apocalypse that doesn't actually blow anything up and just goes super like under the atmosphere or whatever.
They said
what-
that it was crystals that go down and explode.
Yeah,
Oh.
it might just be like fireworks,
Yeah,
Kinda-
I think it's
kinda
kind of be
deal.
like
anti-aircraft
fireworks.
looking,
Yeah,
just like disco AA.
just everywhere, all in the sky.
Yeah.
We'll see how good the CGI is for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where all the CGI budget's going, is that fucking light show.
What is the deal with this guy, the guy in charge? Why did he defect?
The secret
Yeah.
officer? Remember, he they explained it. He liked a woman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't allowed to be with her. The Empire didn't let him fraternize with the locals.
Yeah,
And then what was it?
and she fucked off with somebody else or whatever.
And then she left, but then she died. And he kind of like blamed the Empire for everything.
Oh yeah.
Something
Hell
like
hath
that.
no fury like a woman who dies, and then a guy wants her, and then his boss says no,
Yeah.
or something.
So they're gonna
That's how the
definitely.
saying goes, right?
So he's definitely gonna be looking to find every way and every angle to screw these guys over.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's definitely going down next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one's the big one. How
And
many
that's-
episodes are in the season?
12.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
We're
Yeah,
not even
okay.
halfway. We're not even
Next
halfway.
episode's halfway.
This is a
And
journey. This is a journey.
And but halfway through a season to a build up, like that's, and two, like this is all gonna pop off. Stellan's gonna fucking lose his shit because I don't know. Luthen's gonna lose his shit because it's gonna maybe go okay, but not as well as planned. So then once this mission's done, that's also kind of like a tester to see if Andor is worth his shit. So then whether everyone else dies, which now that I've said that earlier, I think that is going to happen. Everyone's going to die except for Andor. He's going to get away in the like nick of time, and then Stellan goes and picks him up, and then they're like, "Well, we've got billions of credits. Let's fucking start this shit." And then
Let's
like,
head to Vegas.
Let's
Yeah.
go shopping. Yeah.
No, they're going to not
The cantina.
Coruscant.
Cantina.
No.
Nar Shaddaa.
Nar Shaddaa, yes.
Yeah.
You
Nar
know
Shaddaa is
this.
like the big underworld kind of
Well,
planet
they
with a lot
got
of
they got to
casinos.
double their money, right, to get those Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Nar Shaddaa is you know those guys with the 3 eyes?
Yes.
That's where they're from.
Gotta
Nar
put it
Shaddaa is
all-
like
put it all on black.
Yeah, Nar Shaddaa is like Coruscant, but full of death sticks.
Speaking of
It's a-
Coruscant,
it's a
we
moon
got to
around
see a
now,
little
huh?
bit of Coruscant.
Mhm.
That place is massive.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is cities on top of cities on top of cities, right?
Well, that again, going back to the now canceled game because of Disney, Star Wars 1313. The name 1313 is just saying that's the level, like that's the floor on Coruscant that they're on.
Wow.
So 1313 was just floor 1313.
And that's considered already
Low.
like really low.
Yeah,
Like dangerous.
that's like the scummy underbelly is
Jeez.
floor 1000.
Can you imagine being the bottom floor?
I think I
No,
don't think
you'd be
anyone can
dead
live there.
or a rat ghoul.
I think that like it's toxic down there. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's where-
ragwolves will.
Yeah,
Do ragwolves still exist during this time in Star Wars, or did they
I
eradicate
don't
it?
think
With,
so.
I thought didn't they come up with like immunizations?
They did.
Yeah.
There's a rat ghoul vaccine. I know this because you have to fucking
course
buy
there
it at
is.
the
Yeah.
vendor.
Of course it is.
yeah.
In the and
When
Is
you
it
visit
Pfizer?
planets
Is it
that have-
Pfizer?
No, it's from was it Zerka? Isn't
probably
it?
Zerka, yeah.
AstraZeneca?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's an AstraZeneca.
That's the Circa. When do we get to see her come out with the troopers?
That yeah, there was clone troopers in the. It might have been a flashback.
Oh,
But-
we're
oh,
talking
Nathan.
about the yep.
The episode where they go down to the planet to get Andor.
Her,
the ship.
like, she's
set the-
coming out, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
with the Death Troopers. Yeah.
You're talking about the older woman.
No, there was a clip in the trailer that showed clone troopers.
Oh, I thought you're.
Yes, they get shot, right?
No,
Clone
they're just in the
troopers.
background.
Yeah, if you could pull it up because I can't without my keyboard. But
No, it's not a flashback. Maybe it is.
Clone Troopers, it must be a flashback. At this point, the Empire is pretty, pretty dug in. Oh my
Well,
god!
they're like phase 3 or something.
Yeah, they're like,
But those
But
are
they-
those are clone troopers.
their armor looks pretty clean. As their shinies, it looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe not shinies. They're not shiny.
But this looks like that could be Andor, but this also just could be a flashback.
that looks like one of the stabs when he was a kid.
That's what I was
like
thinking
blow
too.
dart
Yeah,
things.
the blow dart thing. So, but this looks like kind of older-ish him. But
Oh,
yeah, I
how
don't know.
useless were those blow darts? The Republic officer got like 5 stuck in him.
Oh yeah, They got
You're
him
still
eventually.
shooting people eventually.
I mean, it's a fucking what are they called? What's the
Tears of Decay, the planet.
no. Camino. Also, his planet was in that district.
Which district, sorry?
The jurisdiction that, or the, I don't know what you call it, like a county, but for galaxies, but the planet that Andor comes from, Camino, was also in that.
Oh yeah, so it was in
Area.
the mid rim.
Yeah,
like that. That's not the region per se, but that's like.
but there
the
was like
different layers.
there was a but no, there was a like a
Here,
collection of planets. I can't remember what it's called.
here.
Oh yeah,
Those look like stormtroopers a
they
bit.
do.
That's,
Look like
that's actually
stormtroopers.
from the Andor trailer.
Yeah, no, it was in the trailer. Hold on, let me just. You
So,
guys vamp.
Do
for
you
a
know?
bit.
I like how we haven't actually seen stormtroopers. I think so far.
You're gonna
I-
see it soon because he's hiding
Actually,
from them. right
have we
there.
seen any?
I don't think so.
This looks like Ferrix.
It does.
So after he set up shop at the hotel there, maybe they call in reinforcements.
Because he's not wearing what he was wearing at before the attack on the garrison. That's not.
Is
the
this
same
him
building.
going back to Andor to get his
Oh
girlfriend out
no,
of
no,
there?
no! Hold
His
on,
sister?
hold on, wait.
Oh my god, they are. Are they stormtroopers?
No, those are clone troopers,
They are clone troopers.
and I don't know that we know any of these characters.
No,
I'm
That's not
excited for
Andor.
no.
that. That's
That
Moon Knight. You know the back hair.
yeah,
Oscar Isaac.
yeah. No, it's Rami Malek. But there was a couple. Okay, it's a couple stormtroopers.
They're right there.
Death
So,
troopers. Yeah,
okay.
we've seen this bit. Yeah, we saw
I've seen
that. We know that fucking guy. First time drums have ever been used. Stellan Skarsgård. We haven't seen that outfit.
We haven't. You're
We
right.
get Saw Gerrera.
Excited for that.
We haven't seen that part yet. Okay, this part, the drop ships that they were using. I love that they were just like repurposed clone era
Yeah.
troop transports.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks mad.
He's okay. So this actor, I think, is perfect casting because he's diminutive enough that he's like not threatening, but still can convey that like menacing.
I'm upset that they chose him to be this character because he would be a perfect Asian Callus. You put a beard on him on there.
You put some put some mutton chops on him.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Give him an accent. That's
is good to
actually
go. That's dead on.
You're right.
there.
You're right. He's got the eyes. He's got the
Yeah,
look of just
yeah,
like fuck
he's got
you.
that.
And oh, wait.
She interrogates
That
him.
hold on. We haven't seen this bit. So she
So they
gets captured
interrogate-
again.
Yeah, they interrogate her,
And
After
that's, I'm
her
assuming,
boyfriend's been shot.
and then Deidre shows up.
yeah. So I think that, well, obviously they start looking into Andor's a bit more. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, again, we're only halfway through.
God, there's so much going on.
Shit's
I'm
gonna
excited for
fucking
this.
pop off.
This is a good show.
Yeah.
Great. It's going to be a great show.
So, Alvin,
Yes.
where do you rank it?
Ooh. I'm going to say this episode was a 7.5.
Okay. What did I give last week? Did I give it a?
I think you give it an 8.
I think I gave it a 9.
Was it a 9? Really?
Might have been a 9 or a 9.5.
I thought it was so ridiculous. I forgot about the score you gave.
I'm gonna give this episode the same rank that I gave last week's episode because
You're
it
hot.
borderline.
I don't know what you're smoking, but it must be really good. Share it with us.
It borderline felt like the same thing. It was just another ramp up episode. But
It sure did.
again,
It was borderline something.
I like how you talked for an hour and a half of how fucking
Yeah,
awesome
but
everything is.
No,
and now
I didn't
you're
say it was
talking shit.
awesome. I didn't say
Now
it
it's
was
a
awesome.
7.
Yeah, but you've been talking about cool things that you like, and you
Yeah,
haven't had
I could
anything
say
to
it's cool,
complain
but I
about.
don't say it's amazing.
No, but what
7.5 is good.
7.5 is what you've been giving every
but-
episode. And again,
yeah.
I'm going in this with
A
you saying
9
this is not
like
your cup of tea.
9 is exceptional.
I'm saying 9
I
because
don't
there's
easily
nothing
give
I
9s. This is
I
not
would-
a 9. Not
Oh,
even
wait.
close.
Wait. I will give this an 8.5 because I'm disappointed we didn't get the dinner scene. That is my only gripe with this episode. We didn't get the dinner scene. I was really excited for that. There's a lot of opportunity to get some like characters that we would have known and cool shit. But other than that, so my ranking system is if there's something wrong with it, I dock points kind of.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with it other than that. It's like, oh, I wish I saw that.
For me, I think the ranking system, it has to have me on the edge of my seat. Like if it's a 9.5 or 10 or something like that ballpark, it had to have me from start to finish on the edge of my seat going, holy shit, all the way to the end.
But that's not what this show is.
But that's why I'm giving
It's a slow
7.5.
burn. It's a slow burn spy thriller
And then it'll be a 7.5 all the way out then.
until I think the next episode.
Yes.
I think you're gonna break the 7s. You might break the
Yeah.
8s next episode.
Nathan, what are you giving it?
I also have to give it an 8.5. I'm not usually a huge fan of having multiple build-up episodes, but
Someone's phone's
Time to
going
wake
off.
up.
yeah, my bad. I'm usually not a fan of having multiple build-up episodes, but
Mhm.
both of them have kept me engaged. I've been
Yeah.
interested in both. I haven't felt bored or I haven't dozed off in either of them. And I watched it at a time of the day where usually I'd be very tired, and I was engaged. Oh my god, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but the calls are still getting through.
It's called an iPhone. Throw it out the window.
So I've enjoyed it a lot, and there's some scenes that really get me on the edge of my seat, like when the TIE fighter flew by. There's like, oh, it's going off the distance, and it's like, okay, that's fine.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming. It goes right past them. It throws stuff up in the air. The sound was great.
Sound
I
is good.
Love that.
It's a very
Also-
eerie sound that it kind of traumatizes of all the things that we come to know about
We've
Star
heard
Wars,
that
right?
sound as
But it rocks you to the core, though.
exactly like
Mhm.
that sound of a TIE fighter.
It's not good news.
Like it's not a good sound. Like that is fucking bad news.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also too, I like how he flew so close to the ground to like blow water. Like he's driving like an asshole. Like it's just like some like fresh out of
Yeah.
basic
Cadet
pilot.
school.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, fuck you. Oh, there's water. I'm gonna throw shit. Fuck you, farmers. But they're like, oh god, they're coming. And it was just like some 18-year-old just like, yeah, fuck you.
But I
Your
love that. scene.
four-horned goats are stupid.
Target practice.
Yeah.
That the world building with like the tattoos.
Mhm.
I enjoyed this episode. It's not my favorite episode. Certainly, I like episodes with action as well.
Since you weren't here,
Yeah.
do you think you could give us some scores from the other episodes?
The first episode, I'd definitely give it a 9. That entrance, starting off
Yep.
Star Wars by going to a brothel, because
Yep.
that's that gritty dark side I've been looking for, and then immediately after the brothel, cold killing 2 people.
Yep.
Just one of them on his knees too, and it's our mate. It's not like another side character. It's like,
By
oh,
the way,
so
he
dark.
has that gun still because the guy he asked him when he got
does.
the gun, right?
Yep.
Yep. The Briar pistol.
He's like, I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's
who
Kyle-
they were, but
so-
yeah.
Nathan, actually, I want to talk to you about this. So there are so many references to Kyle Katarn in Andor. So like the ship that Andor was flying in the first episode or 2 episodes looks like very, very close to the Moldy Crow that Kyle Katarn flew in like Jedi Knight and Dark Forces. The pistol that Andor is using is the Briar pistol. Well, it's not. I don't think it's confirmed that it's the Briar pistol, but it looks like the Briar pistol that Kyle Katarn used. Obviously, it's it's and also in the extended universe before Disney took over, obviously in Dark Forces, you go to steal the Death Star plans in the first game, and that's what Andor does. So it's a lot of like, we're not going to make the same character, but it's just like we're going to take all the cool parts from this guy and just like sprinkle it in for like kind of fan service. And I do like the fact that it's not just a straight rip off of just like, oh, it's just, oh no, his dad, he gets a lightsaber and then he takes over the Massassi temple or whatever. But it's like the cool parts of the first Dark Forces where it's just like this guy used to be a stormtrooper or like was in the Imperial Army, then fucked off. Then he uses this pistol and now can we get wait a minute. What's his I don't know why I didn't even think of this. The girl that he's working with at the chop shop, that's Jan Orris.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, do you know they haven't just done this as well to like reference past material? I can't remember the exact name. It starts with an R, like Rattan or something like that. That alien species.
Oh, the Rakata.
Knights of the Rakata.
Yeah,
they're also mentioned now.
Yeah,
and I
those
love
are
the
canon
Rakata.
now.
They're canon. Elvin, I don't know if you know who the Rakata are, but
Not
they
familiar,
are.
no.
They're the cone heads with the eyes that go like that.
They are like the
Oh,
original.
okay. Yeah,
not the original, but one of the most powerful species in the galaxy at one point. They like they basically controlled the whole galaxy. Every race was a slave to them. The reason why Tatooine is all sandy is because they just nuked it. They glassed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it used to be a jungle. And I loved that storyline in Knights
Where
of the
is
Old
that
Republic.
storyline? I would love to
Knights
read
of the
about
Old
it.
Knights of the Old Republic. Great
But
game.
do they have books about it?
Maybe you should honestly Knights of the Old Republic.
I've been reading and listening to audiobooks of the old stuff. Like right now, I'm listening to Darth Plagueis, his story.
Nice.
So I'm into that, and that is badass, man.
You know what,
The
Elvin?
audio is really good.
I have a good idea, and Nathan, we can tag team this somehow. We should do a let's watch, not a let's play, but where like one of us plays through Knights of the Old Republic and Elvin watches.
Well, why
And,
doesn't
like-
Elvin play? Because he's the one that hasn't played
Or-
it. You and I have
Or
played it.
yeah, but
Unless he gets
Do you-
bored.
yeah, it's kind of a turn-based combat RPG.
Or we can find somebody on
story-based.
YouTube that's put all together all the montages.
No, we should play it. And
not the same.
This is content. Come on, what the fuck are you talking about?
And do you know what's
Elvin,
sad too? You know they're going to remaster that game, but they delayed
were
it.
and it got canceled.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. They came
Yep.
out with a little trailer.
Stupid
Well, not
Disney.
trailer, the teaser. I don't.
It was
think
like
it's-
announced at like
Yeah.
E3. They were like, "This shit's coming back." Like the thing that Revan is.
People are
from,
losing their minds, right?
everyone, and then
And
it's
everyone
like,
loves
oh,
Revan.
it's delayed indefinitely. And
Yeah.
they're like,
It's
"Fuck,
basically it's
okay."
canceled.
What about the Eclipse, the movie game that's supposed to come out?
That's still going to come out.
Oh, I forgot about
No,
that.
that's just still. It's going
In
to
the
be a little
is that
while.
EA working on that?
Well, that's the people who did Heavy Rain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And a lesser known Star Wars game, Star Wars Arena or something like that. It's a
the-
mobile game. They
Oh,
kept
okay,
playing
yeah.
it. And it's supposed to be, you can play as like a droid who thinks he's a Jedi and a bunch of all these
Yeah.
other Star Wars characters, and you just duke it out in an arena, which is okay. But they've delayed a lot of Star Wars games or canceled them recently.
I'm looking forward
fucking
to
Mickey
it.
Mouse.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
You know he's practiced that a lot.
Yeah, for like fucking 30 years.
It's hard to do two impersonations at once, but he did it.
Shall we end it here?
Yeah, I think so. We got two 8.5s and one 7.
7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Yeah. The TIE Fighter was a nice little touch. I also liked the beginning scene of him eating the cereal. I thought it was pretty comical. Harp back on Seinfeld for me, right? It's nice, right?
Yeah.
Call
I'm
call your
definitely-
uncle, right?
I'm
So,
because of how kind of slow it is. I mean, it's not slow. Like it's just not action packed, like balls to the wall explosions and shit. It's not Michael Bay.
it's a methodical show.
Absolutely. And I think
People
Like,
will call it slow, but it's a puzzle piecing show with espionage sprinkled
It's a
in.
thriller, yeah, absolutely, and it's very different. And I keep having to kind of, because again, when every episode ends, and this has happened every episode, I'm always disappointed that it's over. But that's a good thing, because then I'm like, I want more, and they're doing something right, and they're keeping my attention so much that I'm like, I can't wait for the next episode. And it's very un-Star Wars. This is
So what is very un-Star Wars? Okay, so Star Wars is
space
a very,
opera,
yes, space opera,
Western
with,
space opera.
Western space opera. That's Star Wars, and
then
this
you
is not
sprinkle-
that.
And then you also sprinkle in choreographical fights, right? That's what
Mhm.
Star
Well,
Wars.
that's
is.
the opera thing.
Yeah.
So you get the
So
choreography, you
that's
get the
Star
dance,
Wars
you
right
get the-
there in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
This is taking a little sliver from it and saying, we're none of that, but we're part of that. And what
Yeah.
we are is a methodical, well dialogued show. Our
Yeah.
voices are our conversations, and the conversations that all the characters have is this. That's the action.
is the bread and butter. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the action. How we
Well, that-
talk to our enemies and the good guys work together as a unit, talking to each other. That's the action.
Well, and that's
Right.
why I always bring up House of Cards, because like on paper,
Yeah, it's the conversations. That's the
that
action.
show should be boring as fuck. Like if
Yeah.
you watch House of
Nobody
Cards
gives a
or,
shit
or
about
West
votes.
Wing, yeah, or
Yeah.
West Wing, like West Wing specifically is like Aaron Sorkin, who's the creator of that, who's one of my favorites, like directors and writers. That motherfucker can make the most boring conversation the most extreme, intense thing you've ever seen. And it's just how you write interactions with people to make it relatable, even though you don't necessarily have any experience in that type of field or that type of situation. But it's, and I bring this up a lot, like the humanization of things is like every character and every person that's introduced, it's not shoved down your throat why they're good or why they're bad or why they're doing a thing. You just see the situation unfolding around them and you go, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. And you don't have to have over explain things. You don't need a 10-minute like, oh, here's the backstory of this, here's the like suit up scene and me telling you why I'm mad at this. It's just like, here's my last week of work, and you go, yeah, fuck, I would probably do the exact same thing. And then they go to a new character and they're like, here's this person's last week, and you go, fuck, that sucks, I would probably do that too. Like it's just a very it's very easily relatable, which is weird because it's fucking Star Wars. Every person that's been introduced, you're like, yeah, I can relate to that character who works for an Imperial overlord space wizard that shoots lightning from his balls by a guy who's made of gas masks and can't breathe. And you're like, I can relate to this guy.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's and so with that in mind, I'm scoring them so high because they're not having to rely on action and huge explosions and huge fight scenes to keep me interested. And they are doing the Aaron Sorkin, the House of Cards thing where they're like, we're just going to tell you a story and it's going to be fucking sweet. And I'm like, yeah, it is pretty sweet. And that's,
Yeah.
And again, there's been nothing really, like the only thing that I found wrong in this entire show is just that I didn't get to see a dinner scene. So really all I am is just starved for more content that this show has been showing me. So yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week to do it all over again.
For the
episode 6.
mid season.
Yeah. We'll give a mid grade. We'll do a mid grade as well. How far the show's progressed. Six.
I think I might,
episodes.
because this is probably going to be a bit of a crescendo episode. Okay, Nathan, did you also hear when this show was getting announced that they were going to do 3 episodes per director, and each 3 episodes was going to be a different story?
I didn't. No. Did you?
Where the fuck did I hear that?
I don't know. He keeps mentioning this to me. I'm like, okay,
gotta
I've
find
never heard of it. Not from day
I
one.
swore I had
Like, that'd
heard
be
this from
interesting.
multiple. I thought that
Maybe-
was going to be the thing. It was going to be like, we're going to tell a bunch of different stories about Andor. 3 episodes is going to be its own little contained story, and that's going to be one director. Then the next 3 episodes are going to be like a jump ahead in time, and it's going to be under a different director, and it's going to be a bunch of different stories.
Maybe
I was
that
like,
was
oh,
a
that's
delay.
pretty cool.
Maybe that was the intention, and then it got delayed.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, I don't
because I didn't hear anything at all like that. So maybe when you heard it, that was maybe the old plan. from the
Maybe.
beginning, and
Because so far it's been all the same director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So.
good. For this, I want for this sort of story, I want a focused plot
Not
that the
disjointed.
director knows what he's doing. Yeah, the director
Yeah.
really needs to know and keep a good grip on that.
Well, and as I was saying before, is like this is the same guy who did Rogue One, and these are the best stories or best shows is when it's the original creator of a thing, and Disney's like, "Hey, can you make more of that thing that you created?"
What a
'Cause when you get-
coincidence! Like what a brilliant thinking to bring in
Right?
someone who's successful already.
Yeah, well, it's
Right?
like when you get
Like-
Dave Filoni or the other fucking guy I can never remember the name of. Elvin, what's his name?
Oh my god, you're gonna
He was
do
in
this
Chef.
to me again. Oh my god, I forgot his name now too. Why do you always do this to me every time?
Every episode, I can never remember.
I have
his
him
name.
in my head. I know what he
Anyway.
looks like.
He Nathan, he voices Primo Vizsla.
Oh, wait.
No, Tars
No.
Vizsla in the Clone Wars.
So
He invented Ahsoka.
Jon
I know
Favreau.
him, but I'm
Jon
just trying to
Favreau.
remember. Yes.
So when
Please
you get
don't do
Dave
this thing.
Filoni, I'm gonna do it every fucking episode. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, like that's again, Boba Fett. The only reason to watch Boba Fett is because of the 2 Mandalorian episodes, and that's because those 2 guys came in and we're like, we're gonna have Ahsoka in here, and we're directing this because
And
this is our
'cause
baby.
They're
We
also kind
created
of
this.
essential to watching The Mandalorian because they
Yeah,
are
exactly.
the next two. Yeah.
Yeah, but they come in and they're like, we're doing these 2 episodes because Ahsoka's in it. We created her, so we're telling her story. And Disney's like, okay, yeah, it's all up to you. And those were beautiful episodes. And then this is like, all right, I'm coming in. I'm telling the story of Andor because I created Andor. And then I'm sure that Disney was like, please don't say shit. And he's like, fuck you. I created this. Look at my track record. And they're like, okay. And then they're like, please make him a good guy. He's like, fuck you. I created this. I'm doing this. And they're like, okay.
Just wait. The next episode, Andor's gonna go like, oh fuck, something like that.
Yo, if
The gun's jamming. He's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
they've done son of a bitch. Clone Wars, they've said son of a
Oh,
bitch.
okay.
Clone Wars was like, there's a beautiful compilation on YouTube that's just Clone Wars is a kid show ? And they just have all the scenes where they swear or like behead somebody or just like shoot somebody in the fucking back of the head, like just all the brutal scenes. And yeah, and honestly, if there's an F-bomb dropped in Star Wars, I will lose my fucking mind. If like in the
It's gonna
heat of
happen one
battle,
day, man.
Andor is just like, fuck! I'm just like, best show ever. Done.
Yeah. Can you imagine like one of the Jedi's they burned their hand with the lightsaber turning on?
Fuck! Just
That'd be the best.
yeah.
Nathan, I don't know if you know are aware of this, but we're just talking about the showrunner, the gentleman who did Rogue One. He's been green lighted by Disney to do some spin-offs
Oh,
Of Andor or of what?
of whatever he wants.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's been given and Diego Luna, I believe, is a producer in that as well. So
Okay,
the 2 of them have been given some freedom to create a couple of other shows if they wanted to.
That's good. Although it'll be a few years before we get.
Oh yeah, of course.
Tony Gilroy.
2025, probably going to hear something.
Yeah.
Tony
That's so
Gilroy.
good. It's good news.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you find talent like this, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? What happened
Okay,
now?
so I just looked up the IMDb of Tony Gilroy. Guess what he did? He was a producer on House of Cards.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. See?
He was also producer on Nightcrawler. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And oh, yo. Do you know what he wrote the screenplay of?
No
2
idea.
Jason Bourne movies.
Oh, really?
Wow, that's awesome.
That
That's-
gives me a lot of fucking hope for this show.
Can you
This
imagine?
motherfucker did House of Cards with Jason Bourne, and we're watching a Star Wars spy thriller. This is gonna be the best show ever.
Okay, let's not get carried away here.
No,
Not
no,
gonna
fuck
look at
it.
it,
Let's
but
not
This
get
guy's track
carried
record.
away here.
I'm
for what?
excited.
They've got a
No.
long ways to go before they. I can say that to them.
Yeah, and 6 episodes or 7
Yeah,
episodes
I'm not
to
saying
do
it can't happen. I'm just saying let's temper our expectations right now.
For
I
live
am.
action, I think it's got the ability to be quite good, but I think in general, Clone Wars is so hard to beat.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bone
But
Wars
hey,
is-
2 seasons, right? So they have a shot.
Yeah.
They have a shot to be one of the best out there.
I mean, so far live action, this is definitely my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
it's I by the
froze?
end of this,
You
I'm
froze.
gonna
Oh, okay. You're
no
back.
by
you're back.
by the end of I froze. By the
Yeah.
end of this season, this might be a contender for the best Star Wars live action thing ever.
I'm gonna leave now.
No, I'm saying by the end of it.
All right,
If
good
it-
night, folks.
if
It's
it-
over.
No. If it's still a slow burn all the way through and it's still consistent with like its character development and all that, but if it goes like, I don't know.
So you're saying this is gonna? Your prediction is this could be the best Star Wars TV show or best Star Wars
TV
show?
show.
Period. TV show. Okay.
TV show.
So we're
I'm
not talking
saying-
about the movies. Okay.
No,
okay,
I'm
that's
saying
fine.
this could at least be at the same level as Mandalorian. That's what I'm saying, if not better.
By the,
the
end of the
amount-
series or this
So
season.
you're talking live action only.
Yeah, live action. Yeah,
Yeah,
live
yeah, I
action
agree
TV
with that.
Yeah,
series.
no movies, no animation. Yeah.
I like how I'm saying live action TV series like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett even fucking count.
but
So
there's
really,
not
all
the-
I'm saying is,
But here's the thing, though. There's
You
not
got
much to
3
go on.
options.
Yeah, like I mean, we don't
you
know.
know,
what
I got
Ahsoka-
Mandalorian or this.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is
But
right? I
like
mean,
this is getting like this is already at that level of character development and making me care about everyone. So like
yeah,
as far
but the thing
as
is, it's not fair though because this has already
one's a
movie to-
western,
No. What I
and
mean is this
one's a spy thriller.
Mandalorian, Boba Fett, not Boba Fett. Sorry, the other show, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
All of these guys, all of them except for Mandalorian, all have movies to
Sure.
back them up.
But
Mandalorian came out of nowhere with no movie to back it up,
yeah, but
right?
I would say that
Well, there was no
That-
movie about a Mandalorian.
no, but there is backstory to back it up. And I would say the equal amount of source material as Andor. Andor was a side character in a movie that not many people watched. Like it did well, but like when you talk to normal people about Star Wars movies, nobody's seen Rogue One.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Like you talk
but
to
those movies are not for normal people, right?
true, but
I mean,
again,
I don't mean like normal people can't watch it. What I'm saying is normal people choose not to watch it because they don't give it. You know what about it, right?
It was a bit late there with the beat.
Yeah,
true.
I
But
had
I'm
to
saying
pause
like
myself.
I'm saying like Rogue One was a side movie, and this is a
But it
TV
was still
show
a good
about
movie,
a side
and it-
movie of a side character in that side movie. So, The Mandalorian is a show about arguably one of the most popular pop culture phenomenons in the Star Wars universe. The
There's a
family
cult
of those
following, yeah,
people.
cult
Yeah.
following, yeah.
So it's like,
Mhm.
oh, he goes by the same people as like Jango Fett and Boba Fett. Oh, okay, he wears the same armor. Boom. But like Andor, it's just like some fucking scruffy dude
No, but the thing is, this
who was in a
scruffy-
movie that I
homeless
didn't
man.
watch.
What I'm saying
Yeah.
is the Rogue One movie brought people to this show as well. Because they've seen
Yes.
the Rogue One movie, they're like, hey, it was a good movie. Diego Luna was awesome as an actor in
Yes.
there. I'm gonna watch the show now, right? So it
Sure.
already had a following of people that are gonna go and watch the show when it was announced.
Sure.
Mandalorian had nothing. Nobody knew what
True.
to expect.
Well,
from
and
it.
it
But
was-
The Mandalorian was not just the first live action Star Wars show they ever did, but it was also, if I'm not mistaken, the first TV show that Disney Plus came out with that they
I was
actually
gonna
made.
say
Yeah, the hype was real.
Mandalorian was a proof of
Yeah.
concept for their entire
and it lived up
fucking
to
platform.
the expectation as well.
It
right?
had to. They
Yeah.
invented technology for it. Like they
that
they
was a
sunk
make or break for Disney
millions.
Plus right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
had to be good. I know that they focus grouped the shit out of that.
Oh, they had to.
And
yeah,
like
probably.
Andor, like now at this point, this is their 4th TV show that they've done. So
Well,
now
is it fair to say that they had a winner in Mandalorian, and then they
100%.
had the 2 duds in the middle?
Yep.
And now they have a winner again here with
Yes.
this.
well and to
And depending
that-
on who you ask, I'm just saying this in my opinion.
no,
right?
it's not. That's fact.
So the consensual. Well, there's
That's-
people
that's not who
there's
you
people I talked to enjoyed Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and they're wrong.
Yeah, they
and-
just liked it because of Ian McGregor, which is
Oh,
fair
no,
enough.
no,
but
no,
it's not a good
I'm
show.
super
No,
gay for
we're
Ewan
not toxic. We're
McGregor.
not
I love
toxic
Ewan
here,
McGregor.
folks.
I love Ewan McGregor, and there was Obi-Wan was better than Obi-Wan was better than Boba Fett, but Boba Fett is still worth watching because there are Mandalorian episodes in it.
I think the opposite. I think Boba Fett was better than Obi-Wan. Because I knew what I was getting into with Boba Fett. I didn't know what I was getting into with Obi-Wan because they did the bait and switch thing here,
Sure.
right? They
I
changed the whole
think-
story to what I was expecting the story to be about.
I think with a different editing team on Boba Fett, that would be a good show.
You don't like the spinoramas and the Vespas?
Oh, best part.
No, I just
love
don't like the
Power
pacing
Rangers.
of the whole thing. I honestly, I think Boba Fett. I think there was a good show in that. I think it was
Well,
just
when we were
the pacing-
discussing that show, we were excited the first couple of episodes.
totally.
The Bacta tank, the Tusken Raiders being brutal. To
There's
him.
good shit in
Yeah.
in Boba
It
Fett.
didn't start off terrible, but it didn't
No.
start off amazing either.
No,
right? But-
no.
but we
the,
had
the
ex-
first couple episodes. We were like
We were
a bit-
glowing a little bit. We were like, "Oh, this
we had
is pretty
rose tinted
cool.
glasses on for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
But
like,
as
this
soon-
is pretty cool."
As soon as you saw the Teletubbies walking down the street, then they got
Yeah.
going down.
And don't forget, we got to see Cad Bane,
That's what I mean. And
Yeah.
also
Black Stanton, and your
Those were
favorite.
good.
we
You're
get,
welcome, by the way. That's a rare
yeah.
figure now.
is it?
Yeah, people want that one badly.
Yo, hit me up on eBay. $12,000.
Wow, what a guy!
Elvin licked it.
Jesus.
So yeah, I think there is a good show in the Book of Boba Fett. It just needs better pacing.
By the way,
Obi-Wan.
Nathan, there's a couple of figures waiting for
Oh
you here.
God, everything's just
Ooh.
falling over. There's just
I have a
dominoes.
couple of Star Wars figures waiting for you here.
Oh damn!
One's from the Bad Batch, and one is the Night Owl troop.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're sitting here. Black Series.
Well,
So-
of course, very nice. Thank you.
Anyways, Nathan, what are your thoughts? Like, just quickly, we'll wrap it up here.
I
won't
wasn't
take
planning
too
on
long.
finishing this bottle tonight, but we talked
Um,
about Star Wars for 2 hours.
Which
I
one
think-
did you prefer Boba Fett over Obi-Wan or vice versa? Which one did you?
I preferred the Book of Boba
Yeah, me
because
too.
Obi-Wan just
Yeah.
continues. For me, watching that, I was so excited, and
I was too. I was jacked. I
And
was like, this is gonna be sick.
I kept trying to justify the show. I'm like, next episode might be
Yes.
better. Next
Yeah.
episode, Book of Boba. I started out loving it, and it just kind of like, the fuse just kind of went out.
Yep.
The match just
Yeah,
got blown
that's
out.
exactly
there.
what it was. It started out with a nice burn, and then it just like whizzled away. Like, what is going on here?
Exactly. And
But,
the
like-
Book of Boba, it was me trying to, light a string that's all soaking wet, thinking, okay, the next one. It'll light in a second, and it never did.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You mean?
No, Obi-Wan, sorry. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know what I said there.
But yeah, like Book of Boba Fett again. Like once you finish it, like I'll rewatch that show because
Cad Bane scene, man, that was so
once
sick.
well and once you see the whole show, you get all of the context for all the characters that are introduced.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you get the Skittles Brigade, you go, oh, I know why they're important because you explain it fucking 20 episodes later. You should have done an episode before that you introduced the Power Rangers, but now I know why they're important. So now I'm
Yeah.
not fucking annoyed by them. And there's so many pacing things that
Phoenix
could be
Shan,
fixed.
the lady that plays that character. I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Gamorrean guards are there. Like,
they're
I like
great.
this. Actually, do you know what? I
It's-
didn't
it's
love the
bullshit.
guards because they made them so skinny in that. They used to be
They
like
did.
big,
listen.
beefy.
There's
They're
no
big
fat
boys.
shaming any Gamorrean guards going to happen here. Okay.
It's not
No,
with the-
we're doing the opposite. We're skinny shaming.
No,
them.
no.
skinny shaming them.
They're
Fucking-
just getting
Go
fit.
eat more banthas.
They're just getting in shape, right? They got their pelotons.
Yeah, you know what?
Boba got them
doing
some
good.
pelotons.
They got some pelotons. The Gamorrean guards, they're doing good.
Yeah,
We're proud of you,
they're good.
Gamorreans.
Yeah, good for
You
them.
fucking weird-ass
They're allowed
pig-
to,
Pigmen.
they like to have game days, right? So it's all
You
good.
know, I actually didn't like Cad Bane in there for a couple of reasons. But one
What?
of them was like, he's like, I'm wearing Durasteel, Beskar. You couldn't, if you shoot me, you won't kill. He's like, I'll try. It's like Cad Bane's smarter than that. He would
Yeah.
he'd put a trap there or a flamethrower that can like burn through the edges of the armor.
But
He wouldn't
it's
just be,
cool
like,
to see
hiding
him
out.
live action, though, right?
It was cool.
Oh yeah, it was. I loved him. I know people complained about
The look.
how he looked. I didn't.
I
I thought he
think
looked
it looked
great.
But everyone's
I
going
think
to
it looked
complain about everyone's look. They complained about the sister,
Inquisitor.
the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor,
Sorry.
yeah.
They complained
I
about. Yes, I get it. He looks like a big egg on his head instead of being more
they
more thinner in
humanize
the head
that.
area, right?
I'm kind of like, okay, Cad Bane. I understand the depiction in live action of that character. The Inquisitor, we've seen that species in live action in Star Wars already,
Yeah,
and he
It
doesn't
could-
look like that species.
it could have been better. Yeah,
So
but I thought Cad Bane overall was not
I
bad.
thought by the end of the season,
Yeah.
though, he
Yeah.
was better because they definitely like blacked out his eyes a bit more, gave him the
Yeah.
contacts, and like by the end of the season, it was, I don't know if it was intentional or if it was because of fan reaction, but they did the Sith look on him where his eyes started glowing a bit more, and it
Yeah.
was just like, but like the looks of aesthetics and makeup were the last thing on my mind, other than why the fuck does your camera look like it was shot on a DSLR from 2004? There's so much grain in the scene. Why didn't you use why were you using your J cam at this point? You're not using your A cam, C cam, B cam. Well, you're using J at this point. Like, you fucking borrowed your cousin's camcorder and we're like, whoa, I'll shoot this shot inside of the spaceship.
Motorola Razor.
I don't have any lights. I'll just pump up the ISO. That'll look great. And
But I mean,
the
but, like,
Leia chase scenes, like, just there was
Oh,
so
yeah.
much
anyone
wrong.
says that Obi-Wan is better than Boba, I would question just on the appearance of people showing up in the shows. We had Jabba's, right?
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt family show up. We never
With
seen
Danny
the Hutt family.
Trejo.
You know, we had Black Constant. How do you say his name?
The black construction
Chris-
worker? What was he?
Yeah, YMCA. Black Chris Stanton. He showed up. Get a why? Oh my god!
I'm impressed, Elvin. That was, you were on the
Money.
That was fast.
No, but I can't even. That's
That
a
was
wrap,
such a
folks. Cut
good
it off. Cut
joke.
it off right now. That's a wrap.
Oh God! All right,
if you
internet.
missed us live, shame on you. If you missed us live, but watch us again. The buildup is real.
Holy
No, but overall,
shit.
like, look at the amount of cast we got to see and explore. Tusken Raiders, we got to see how they
Yeah.
live in the desert. Like,
I loved that. I think
the
think
more I
that
think
should have
about it,
been-
and the more I'm like, I
the Tusken
really
Raiders
like that show
shit should
compared
have
to-
been the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. You know, like, it's so much better than Obi-Wan. Like, I was so disappointed with Obi-Wan because there's
And we got Billy Bob Thornton.
you could have done so many other characters. If Boba Fett could do it, if Mandalorian could do it, how could you not do it with Obi-Wan?
Yeah, and then we get a superfluous, like, 30-second to 2-minute slow-mo scene of some fucking person's death. Okay, here's a good example of, like, the good way to do one and a bad way. So in Obi-Wan, when the person who's, like, running the Underground Railroad or whatever, she in this huge battle and then Darth Vader shows up, then she gets shot and dies, and then we're like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, we're going to do dramatic music and a slow-mo push in. And then her droid comes and does this weird, like, sexual tension thing. Like, they've totally been fucking for a while, but we're going to do a bunch of, like, slow, somber music about this person dying. And it's just like, well, yeah, she was the person who was being, like, giving fugitives. Of course she's going to die in this huge fucking battle. This crescendo. And they're like, oh, no, isn't it sad she's dying? And it's like, no. Like, I fucking knew this was going to happen the whole time. But then in Andor, you get the guy who ratted out Andor. Was he Scottish? No, he was.
Yeah, and then he got Paw.
Was he Scottish? Yeah, he was. And I'm just going to call her Jan Orris from now on. I can't believe I didn't make that connection with the Kyle Katarn shit. So Jan Orris is fucking side piece. He gets shot. And that was like, a slow. They did a slow thing, like sad music, whatever. They zoomed in on or whatever, but they didn't focus on it. They were just like, this guy's dying. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
He died for ratting him out. And then they're like, cool, next thing. And you're like,
On to
okay,
the next.
that
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
appropriate amount of time.
Yeah.
And also, you gave me reason to care about this motherfucker. You gave me
Or you
and
hated
also
that.
hate him.
Yeah.
You had an arc. You had a
Yeah.
story arc. You didn't have this is a person who's working for the underground. And you're like, okay.
Well, what about that guy in that plane that died? Oh, we should, we're
Who?
sad about some random
Who's
guy
who?
that played. You remember
The husband of
Yeah,
one
some
person who
random-
had 5 lines.
like nobody cares.
When
Like,
when what's her name fucking throws a fuel cell at the one snow
Yeah.
speeder, and then they do like 3 minutes of close-ups on this fucking guy that we don't know who's dying in a ship that we don't give a shit about, while the people that we do care are doing a fucking Little Rascals sketch, hiding in each other's coats and running.
that was
And then they
so
go,
bad.
what about this guy? This lady's husband. And you're like, I don't fucking care.
I couldn't believe what I was watching when I saw that scene play out. I'm like,
Yeah.
are they really doing this?
Is this
Like,
a sketch?
Yeah, like what is going on here? How about that scene where remember he's trying to go through the gates, the laser gates,
Yeah.
but all he has to do is just go around it because there's space.
Yeah.
But instead he's trying to kill it with a lightsaber or shoot it down with his gun or something.
Yeah, but he's Obi-Wan. He's a master tactician.
And they
He knows
actually
that
show
there's-
an aerial scene
mines.
of that.
Yeah, they do a drone shot just
Like-
to it extra focus on the
Oh,
fact
like-
that he's fucking stupid.
It's just
But then
mind-boggling.
Andor, you get the Scottish guy. He's the boyfriend of Jan Orris, and she's running off to do secret mission things, but it looks like that she's running around and fucking somebody on the side. So you see why he does this, and you don't hate him. When he dies, you go, "Oh no, that guy died," because you don't hate him. He did a bad thing. He fucked over our main character, our boy.
Yeah.
But you're like, "Yeah, I probably would have done it too." The whole time you're like, yeah, he's justified. She's being shady as shit and is being dishonest. Literally just showed up, fucked him, went to bed, woke up and was like, hey, can you open the shop for me? I got errands. And you'd be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
And there's this, yeah. But see, that's what I mean. Like, even that guy, when he dies, you're like, oh no, that guy was cool. But he's the bad guy. He fucked over the main character, and you're still like, I care about him.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a yin and yang thing with him for a quick moment, right?
Yep. You're like, he
Hate
did a
him,
bad
like
thing.
him, but hey,
but-
he's dead. Okay, on to the next.
Yeah, but you don't like him. But you're like, if I were in his shoes, I would probably do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, can't complain. I won't be hiding him in a trench coat or anything like that, though. Like, it's so stupid. I think about it, I'm like, how did I waste my time watching that? Anyways, we will be back next week at 9:45 p.m. Pacific time to do episode 6. Follow us on our social media at ANR Universe. We're putting all kinds of cool things.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
boy,
the-
Nathan.
Yeah, there you go, right there below. Go to our gaming channel that is just started, and we're dropping some cool videos on there. And like we said,
Wait. Keep talking about all the
Yeah.
things that we've done on our gaming
Yeah.
channel.
we just went to PAX in September, and we did a bunch of interviews with awesome developers. So you can go check those videos out. Our awesome editor Alex worked his off to put that together. Yeah, thank you. So go check that out, please, and subscribe to that channel. We need a lot of love on that channel. And like I said, when we hit 1,000
We do live
subscribers-
streams.
Yeah, we're gonna do cool live streams. We're gonna
We've been
do
doing a
some.
bunch of live streams.
We have the Gotham Knights coming up very soon in 2 weeks.
And also a bunch of the games that we interviewed at
Yeah.
PAX. We're going to be doing review copies.
Yeah, some of these
a bunch
companies
of
have
those.
said that they're gonna give us early access to some of these games to
So,
check out. So
If you
yeah.
want to, if you think me screaming about Star Wars is funny, then
He was full on beast mode at the PAX
then
convention.
watch me play fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, I gotta say you're insane in Call of Duty. Like I would get destroyed in 2 seconds playing with you.
It's because I'm a fucking piece of shit.
This
And I just
guy is
got
insane,
really
Nathan.
good.
He's such a mark. He's insane.
I got really good with a grenade launcher that nobody uses, and it fucking ruins people. Oh no, I've found a meta that nobody wants to adopt because you actually have to practice, and once you practice, it's better than a sniper rifle. And it just makes people the death comms are just mwah. When I hit a motherfucker with a grenade launcher in the head from 300 meters away, the death comm is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. If it's not just accusations, it is just like either amazement of just like, holy shit, wow, and just like the bewilderment that I get, or they're just like, you're a fucking hacker, blah, blah, blah. Or it's just silence, but it's not like they don't have a mic. I can just hear them go like, ah. And they just like are staring at the screen because
that alone is worth the price.
Exploded.
That alone is worth checking out those videos. People should definitely check those videos out to hear.
When Warzone 2.0 or the new
that's dropping very soon too. There's a lot of God of War. I'm going to be playing God of War live on here on our AGR channel. I'm going to be playing that when it drops day one. It's going to be a massacre. It's one of my favorite games, God of War. So I cannot wait to unleash hell on them. All right, gentlemen, thanks for coming by today. It was fun. I hope everybody who's listening had some fun and got entertained and informed. Let us know your thoughts too, what you guys thought, what your scores were on our channel. Love to hear from everybody else.
In the comments. Also, hit subscribe. We give away figures every month or just cool shit. And if
not my figures. Channel, even though these guys want to give away some of my figures, we're giving away brand new.
No,
figures.
We want you to sell.
Some of them are on the table. Look at that dinosaur on the table. Look at that size of that dinosaur.
We're gonna do a video.
Nathan, you didn't see my dinosaur.
What is it? An Indominus Rex or
that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park. It is the Hammond collection. His little hands even articulate.
Nice. I've been playing the Jurassic Park game recently as well.
Sorry,
nice.
Wait, two people were talking.
Go ahead, Justin.
I said
you said there's hand articulation.
Yeah, the little little Tyrannos hands. They'll articulate. It's pretty big. It's about this big.
I was saying we're gonna do a video with him and Dio because that dinosaur is literally bigger than my fucking dog.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what the video is gonna be.
I've been slowly putting together a dinosaur collection. So
nice. You got to play the game Jurassic World Evolution.
Well, you're the paleontologist. I'm just making up random
archaeologist.
I'm just making up random titles for him.
Archaeology is
you're
different.
A resident paleontologist.
You're the biochemist, right?
Yeah. That was my next one.
You're a nuclear physicist, right?
Paleontology
oh my
is
god, that was on point.
It's just a hobby for me. That paleontology is just a hobby for me.
That was on point.
I'm not even joking. I've got books on fossils, and I've got fossils in the closet there. I think I got at least 10, including dinosaur bone. Not fossil, but bone.
I cannot believe
you're not
just said at the same time. Oh my
and
god.
You're way fucking cooler than Ross. That guy sucked.
Oh my god. On that note, may the force be with you. Bye bye, everybody. Say bye.